Glow Yard. Hey, we made it to summer. Let's get it. We made it to the finals, but we out for the summer. What an exciting season, what's next, I wonder. Relle and King with the Glow Yard on Playback. When October comes, we said, Nico, run it back. We made it through the storm and we almost got the chip. We had some tough games, but now we ain't quit. We saw them boys come together, others fall apart. But most important thing, we saw our teams got heart. Luka making records and Kyrie making moves. When there's breaking news, Relle and King got it for you. When you wanna see some damn perspective views, when you on YouTube, make you know who to shoot. Whether you wanna talk or vent or who's who, just keep it respectful to my Glow Yard crew. At WTN, just to speak to the panel, and welcome to the We Talk Mavs channel. Nico, run it back. Nico, run it back. Nico, run it back. When October comes, he said, Nico, run it back.
Yes, sir. YouTube, Glow Yard Gang, MFFLs, podcast listeners all over the globe, guys. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of We Talk Mavs, members only edition. Listen, as you guys already know how this works, we bring on the members to join us on the show and give their takes on the team. Summer League edition also, too. I'm going to add that in there. Members only, We Talk Mavs, Summer League edition. What a game. Better outing for the team today. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think that they would do what they did today. I thought maybe it would have been an 0-4, but they surprised a lot of us. I guess they figured they couldn't go out winless. They had to show some kind of pride today, and they finally got a dub, so it was good for them. But yeah, listen, with all that being said, if you guys are into Dallas Mavericks content, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join us here, man, for all things Dallas Mavericks. And also, too, man, if you guys like this outing today, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button for us, too, man. We had a couple guys show out today, man. So go ahead and hit that like button, man, for the team, man. All right, King. You ready to get to it, man?
I am, bro.
All right, man. We're going to go ahead and get to these takeaways of the game here. And then later on in the show, we'll get to the members here. All right, man. Let's get to the show, man. But before we do that, man, let's take a quick second to show love to the sponsors of the channel.
Before we continue, we want to give a special shout out to FANATICS for hooking the channel up with a personalized link for you guys and ladies to get all of your official NBA Dallas Mavericks merchandise and apparel. If you're interested in helping the channel at all, please scan the QR code on the screen or check out the link in the description. We appreciate all of the continued support, and big thanks go out to FANATICS once more for hooking us up over here at We Talk Mavs.
Yes, sir. If you guys want to copy some new brand spanking new Dallas Maverick merch, just simply go down to the description box below, click on the link to FANATICS, and go ahead and copy, man, some new Klay Thompson. Who else? I can't say Derrick Jones Jr. anymore. Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, whoever else we got on the team, man. Go on there, scroll on there, see. Yeah, Quinn Grimes. Matter of fact, Quinn Grimes was showing this jersey today online, so. Yeah, man, shout out to Quinn Grimes, man. You probably want to copy that jersey, too. Go ahead and trade in your Josh Green and go ahead and get you a Quinn Grimes. Oh, man. Sorry, Josh. No disrespect. But, yeah, man, let's go ahead and get to it, man. Let's get into these takeaways of the game. All right. Listen, now we can go. Dallas wins today, 101-90 against the hated Boston Celtics. It was a rematch of the finals.
Yeah,
they avenged us. No, I'm joking, but listen, man, it was like I said, better game, better game. Of course, not just because they won, but it was a few outings today, man. A few players actually stepped up and looked a whole lot better today, man. But King, man, go ahead, take it away, man. What was your takeaway from this game today?
I didn't really watch the game, bro. I was busy driving and all. I know folks gonna say you didn't see this one. This is the one where folks showed off, but I didn't. I was trying to control playback and drive at the same time, so folks were enlightening to me. at halftime, I asked how some. I'm really gonna wait till the glow y'all get in so they can really talk about it. But at halftime, Richard talked to me. He said he didn't feel like much had changed. We just looked better offensively. They felt the same. I see at the end of the game, Omax ended with 22. I looked at the highlights just before the show came on. Saw him make a couple, couple middies, threes, and all. He looked comfortable today. He looked confident. Kind of the same that we always talk about with him and Josh Green. It was good to see him make a couple shots. Sucks that we got to wait to the preseason now to see if it's a carryover thing or it's the same thing over and over again. But it's always good to see. I'm proud of him. I'm still the same place I am right now, though. Like I said, after seeing the one game, I'm not untouchable anymore to me. It's good to see these signs. We need to see more of these signs so that he can play and hopefully become the backup power forward. As I said, if he's not the backup power forward, I feel like by the trade deadline, I think I said, then you start looking either way. So it's a good game by him. I'm proud of him. AJ Lawson looked like he did well as well. As far as they were efficient, the whole team looked like it was general. Gorman was 4 of 10, wasn't the greatest night, but he still got you 7 rebounds and 5 assists, which was pretty awesome. Very plus minus was awesome when everybody looks like. And like I said, I'm not going to pretend like and do no BS, breakdown of the game without seeing it. That'd be a lie or whatever. I didn't really see much of it, so I'm just going off the numbers. Numbers look good. I watched the highlights. They look good as well. Guys look like they were slowing down, looking more comfortable. But shout out to them, and let's go. It's the last game of the season.
Yeah. So I watched the first half of the game. It was at a restaurant, so I got to see the first half. Second half, I record all the Mav games, so just in case I can't watch it live, I can go back and watch them. So I went back and watched the second half. So, like you said, nothing really was like, oh my God, everybody changed my mind or whatever. Anybody changed my mind. It wasn't nothing like that. But Omac did look better. Still needs work. A lot of his shots, he was shooting a lot of shots that we want him to shoot. But I don't know. He still kind of looks like it wasn't natural for him yet or whatever, right? He did some turnaround jumpers, middies, some hezzy threes. It's just like, okay, it still kind of looks like it wasn't natural yet. But he did do better. He came out aggressive from the jump, literally from the jump. AJ played the same way he's been playing. I didn't even know he was averaging 17 a game.
Yep.
That's gonna go up now. But yeah, he's averaging 17 a game, which, like I said, they're not that AJ been playing bad or anything. He's just been playing the same he's been playing for the last 3 or 4 years. We've had him on our summer league team, so it's really nothing. He's not really doing too much. It's like standing out or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Melvin was quiet today. 7 points. I feel like they put him on the back burner again today. Ever since game 1. Who else? Gorman. He looked solid today or whatever. He got your little 13 points or whatever. He kind of filled in his spots. Fudge, Fudge didn't really score a lot of points, bro, but it's some things that Fudge can do that I like. I would like to kind of see him get one of those two-way spots just to kind of see what he can do or give him a chance to kind of flourish a little bit, see what he can do for the Mavs here in preseason. Maybe he can do something that they like and they might want to keep him on the team or maybe give him a two-way or whatever. Other than that, man, they got a dub.
I see they started Willie. Sharp was done.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, Sharp. That's another thing. Yeah, Sharp didn't start. It was just crazy how, why Melvin didn't start anymore. I didn't understand what Dudley was doing with that, because the only two consistent starters we had was Omax and AJ.
Yeah, I think it seems like they got to a point they were trying to showcase AJ and not let anybody else, take his shine really as much. Like it was just.
I didn't know because I noticed at the last game they didn't start Melvin. Oh, he started him in. Yeah, he started game 2. He didn't start 3 and he didn't start 4. And then, like you said, Sharp started 1, 2, and 3. He didn't start 4. Wortman didn't start. I think 1 and 2. He started in 3 and 4. And so it just kind of. Yeah, Brandon. Well, he's hurt, so
that's why.
That's why he wasn't playing. Yeah, he got the shoulder injury. But what's to say that he wouldn't have started, or he would have started? I should say. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't really know what the purpose was of that, because I don't really feel there was a consistency as far as like an impact, I guess you could say, from the players on the team because their minutes were being fluctuated, a la Jason Kidd. Like, I mean, Jason Kidd's played people's minutes like that too, but it is what it is. I mean, but like I said, other than that, man, I think matter of fact, this is last game, right?
I'm sure, bro. I hope it is.
Yeah, I do too. I'm ready to just kind of let everybody go train, go
I mean,
0 dog 30 or whatever, and
they want to. If with Omax having a good game, I guess you do want to see him play one more time if you can.
One more.
But I mean, I don't know. Thought I was hearing something during the game at one time, them saying about each team has another game left. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I figured they probably would have one more game. It don't count toward the playoffs, but it's just one more game.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't know. We'll see. What's today? Friday. So Sunday. Yeah. So they'll play again Sunday. If that's the case, we'll find out. They'll probably let us know here by tomorrow or so if they play again. We'll know something here pretty soon. But yeah, like I said, yeah, it was a solid game from the team. Like I said, they played better.
It was a good game. They won. They held the lead and they won. I mean, the team looked horrible the first 3 games, and they actually looked respectable today.
Horrible is an understatement.
Yeah, Boston team looked trash too, though.
Yeah, they did look trash, bro. I saw Villanueva's little brother out there.
That ain't really a little drunk, is it?
Nah, it ain't.
Y'all some dirty deeds, yeah. Big J was saying the same thing, bro. Like Charlie.
That's what he reminded me of Charlie Villanueva out there. He had a little attitude like Charlie Villanueva, everything, because he kept like elbowing and throwing, trying to get Omax off of him because they had Omax guarding him.
Charlie V was a shooter, though, man.
Yeah, Charlie V was solid, bro.
Yeah.
He was solid. He still live here in Dallas too.
Yeah, I know. I see.
But yeah, it's pretty much all I got, man. I ain't really got too much. I know the Glow Yard probably gonna kind of give their opinions or whatever, what they think of the game and all that stuff, as if they watched it. Because last show they supposed to tell us they ain't been watching the games, and so man, it's probably the most disinterested I've ever been in the summer league in a long time, bro. And I love the summer league. It's like my favorite time of the year. Watching the summer league, watching the young guys play, watching the guys play that like you want to see develop and see what they can become. And you got some people that you see play, it's like they shock you, like, oh my God, I didn't know he can do that, or I didn't think he could be that good, or whatever, It just ain't been the same this year, man. I guess because we really didn't have that team where it's like really looking for somebody. Actually, Omax was. We all were really looking forward to seeing Omax and Melvin, but they just didn't deliver that excitement that I think a lot of people were expecting or whatever. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like I said, it's about to be over. If it's not over today, it's gonna be over Sunday. So, it is what it is. But yeah, man, you got anything else you want to add, man?
Nah, bro. I'm good.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get to the game ball. You give him the game ball too. I know you're gonna say.
I'm gonna get Omax, bro.
Yep.
I didn't even see the game much. Like I said, he got 22. I'm gonna give Omax. It was Bronny came out there and gave him 13. So I was like, Omax gotta give him something at the beginning of the game. And Omax came out there and give you 22. So I was proud of him to give him 22.
You know what? I'm gonna be fair. Since you gave him the ball, a game ball, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to AJ. I'm gonna give it to AJ. He did pretty good today too, man. Played pretty solid defense, so I gotta give him that. I know that's one of the things he said he was trying to work on, trying to be a better on-ball defender to try to get opportunity to play on the big teams. And so, I mean, he looked like it today, man. But I don't know what's gonna happen. I really have no idea. I can't guess. I can't do any of that. I don't know what's gonna happen to anybody on this team. Like usually, we kind of have an idea who's gonna be that person that's gonna get a two-way and all that. And I don't know nothing.
I know.
So I'm gonna tell y'all no. If y'all ask me, I'm the first anything I'm gonna say is I don't know. So
I know 2 of them gonna make the team. I know that's gonna be Omax.
Yeah, Omax is given.
Actually, I think 3 of them gonna make the team. I think Omax, Melvin, and AJ Lawson all gonna make the team. How they're on the team, I have no clue. So I know Omax is going to be a guaranteed roster spot.
Well, yeah, he got to. Yeah,
but I don't know how Melvin's going to be, if he's going to be 2-way or whatever, and I don't know how AJ's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said I don't know gonna be. We know Omax. I wouldn't talk about him. Like the other people who we're not really sure about yet. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna be it because, like I said, Fudge looked solid. He had some solid moments. Gortman had some moments. It was Whaley had some moments. So like I don't. How many spots do we have in training camp? Is it 18?
I think it is 18. I think it's 3 more.
Okay. So I think some of them guys just named off are going to be on that training camp roster. So probably get ready for that too. I think a lot of these guys going to be on our G League team if they don't get picked up by another team. They're going to probably be on our G League team. So yeah, I'll give it to AJ, man. All right, man. You ready to get to the glow yard, man?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's y'all time of the show. We're going to put the link in the comment section. If you are a member of the channel, you want to join us here on the stage, guys, go ahead and click on that link and come up here and join us, man. Remember, it's for the members only. But all we ask is that you make sure your audio is clear. And also, I want to make sure, guys, that there is no noise in your background. We got to post this for the podcast listeners. So make sure there's no noise in the background. Make sure your audio is clear. And if any super chats come in, we got to take the time to read the super chats. All right, King. Go ahead and post it there in the chat. While you doing that, I'm gonna get ready to post it here. I'm gonna go ahead and pin the link here.
I posted it, so you should have it.
Okay. So yeah, let me go ahead and pin that. So like I said, hold on. Oh, wrong. Dang it. I gotta switch to the other account. My bad. Me bad. All right, there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pin that here. For the people, for the members. So if anybody want to join us on the stage, I already know what to do. So what we're going to do is going to probably bring y'all up one at a time. Really quick, let us know what your takeaways is of this game or for the Summer League in general for the players. And then we're going to go ahead and get the other people up. So let's start with Richard here, man. Matter of fact, what's this? All right. Let's go ahead and get Richard up, man. What up, Richard, man? What was your takeaway from this game, man? Or what was your takeaway from the Summer League in general?
Yes, sir.
Not nothing special. I would love for somebody to explain to me what we're looking for, what we're evaluating, what the coaches staff is hunting for, because I really don't know.
I can't tell you, Richard. I have no idea.
Don't really seem to be a scheme or a method to their madness, even though I'd love to think that there is. I just don't see it.
Maybe they're trying to get the most talented player they can for the cheap.
They were just showcasing. You mean Summer League, Richard?
Yeah.
It seemed like they were just showcasing guys. Like they, like I said, I didn't watch it today, but from looking from like minutes and things like that, it felt like I said, that Omax was kind of in the back burner at the beginning, and the other guys were trying to get shine, and that Jared Dudley kind of like pushed the guys that he felt like were here already, you know, saying he'll go to the front, you guys control it and take all the shots and all that. So I don't know. It was like, I mean, I'm not mad because obviously we want Omax to get more confidence and be able to take shots and make shots, but it wasn't like nothing as far as scheme wise that I see. I was like, okay, the Mavericks changed up something from what he did. I don't know what he did.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get Ben up here, man. What up, Ben? What's on your mind, man?
What's up, guys? How's it going? Long time no speak. How are we doing? First of all,
not too bad, man. Not too bad, man. What's on your mind, man?
Good stuff. Sure. I got a couple of things to say. So the first thing I got to say is, I got to apologize to King just very quickly before I say anything about the Mavs. Bronny James had a couple of good games, and to be honest, you know what? Like, credit where it's due, he's looking better. You know, you never know. He might actually be a serviceable role player in this league. I think that's probably his ceiling. But anyway, let's on to the Mavs.
Appreciate you.
But you know what I mean. Got to give credit where it's due. You know, it is what it is. But onto the Mavs. Anyway, just so I'm kind of guilty of not watching the game either. However, I did watch the highlights about just now, and to be honest, I mean, just based on the highlights and looking obviously at the box score and such. I mean, it looked like obviously Omax finally had a good game. I mean, obviously the ones before that he played, he looked a bit awkward. The way he's moving, the way he was kind of defending, just shooting, just in general, he looked awkward. Obviously on this one, he showed off a few moves, man. Like I was looking at the highlights, I was like, damn, he had a little turnaround jumper midi thing that went in. He shot a few threes, one off the dribble. He looked more confident. He looked more kind of poised. And, that's really kind of what I wanted from him, really. I mean, I know he can do that. I've seen him do it before. Obviously, he did show me a couple of new things I didn't know he did. Obviously, he's probably not going to do those in an NBA game, stuff like the turnaround midi and things, but which is probably for the best. However, it shows that he's got a few bits in his bag, so I'm really happy with that. I mean, as far as he's concerned, I just think you just need to play him. You just play him. I hope Kid plays him. I hope he gets some minutes. I mean, that's really kind of the long and short of it. Obviously, I thought for a while he might be the second coming of Kawhi. Probably, maybe that's a little bit a bit of a stretch. But at this point now, wishing a bit more of him in more detail. But I'll probably say I still think he'll be a very good player for us. As I say, but he just needs game time. You need to put him in. That's the best. The only way he's going to progress from where he is right now. As far as Melvin's concerned, I think stash him away. Maybe put him as a two-way. Put him in the G League. Just let him develop. Let him come along. I mean, he to be honest, probably has a bit of way to go. As far as AJ is concerned, though, I actually really like AJ Lawson. I just feel that he hasn't really. There's no real difference from him, like you say, from about 3 years ago. It's the same guy. I don't think there's really much going on, and it's not like you can call him much of a young player. I mean, he's basically the same age. He's the same age as you, Luca. He's about 25 now, so it's like Well, I think he's 25 anyway, but he's not super young anyway.
He's around.
So he's not super young anyway for a young player. So, and I kind of just feel like as much as I like him, he kind of plays a position, that kind of two guard type position that we're pretty heavy at the moment on, and I don't really think he offers much. I think maybe he's kind of run his course here. So, and as far as the other guys are concerned, I mean, yeah, whatever. All those other guys are just fill-ins. Guys also trying to win a contract. I respect them. I mean, best of luck to all of them. I don't think that Jamarion Sharp guy is going anywhere. I think he's, even he might be 7'5", and you can't teach that. But at the end of the day, like the guy, he's not very skilled. So. But yeah, I mean that's the long and short of it, really. So overall, it's good to see them get a dub. To be honest, my interest in the Summer League has been very waning, really. I mean, especially the first couple of games, I was like, man, this is trash. But yeah, it's good to see us. Good to see us win one. Because I forgot the last time we actually did win a Summer League game. So there you go.
I like that, Ben. I also agree with, like you said. I think a major point. Omax, just play him now. Let's find out. That's how I feel like. If he shows the glimpses and all, let's play him with the big dogs, as we said before, and let's see what he can do. At this point, he's going to sink, he's going to swim.
Well, I mean, he'll probably get him a chance here in the preseason to see what he can do. You're playing with the big guys, playing with the big dogs, like you said, man, and to see how he reacts to that, man. So
I need him and Jaden Hardy to both play with them. But go ahead, Richard.
The one thing y'all can bet King's house on. Maxi layup line, Maxi miss a lot. Well, he's gonna miss a lot.
Now, when you say miss a lot, you mean miss a lot of shots or miss a lot of games?
Both.
Gotcha. Makes sense to me.
There will be plenty of opportunity for us to rotate out all of our forwards at the power forward position and find out if we have one or if we need to get one.
I need Omax to continue shooting the middies and all them shots he shot today. It's like what I said to you, Richard, before when we talked about Alex Sarr, and we said that he has all the skills, he just couldn't finish. And in the second game, he shot way less. I think he only shot 6 times in the second game instead of 15. We worried, just don't lose confidence. Like, keep doing it. I need Omax to keep doing what he did right now today. Like, that should be a part of his game. That should be what he believes he can bring to the team to be different than Maxi and help us out.
Well, you brought something to my attention that has completely changed my opinion on Omax when I found out that you were correct about it. And he's not good enough with the ball finishing layups, them, off the glass, to not be able to jump off one leg.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get way better at finishing, or he's going to have to get like Chris Paul, get a mid-range spot that he can hit 100% at, or he's going to be a liability, y'all.
Yeah, let me read this real quick. Homalate with the $2 Canada dollars. He said a Glow Yard member. He said shout out to Santander. He hit 2 home runs. King, the O's is back.
Man, who the O's play today, bro? You know?
Yeah, they played the Rangers today.
Oh, the Rangers. Oh. I'm sorry.
All right, let's see. Hey, all right. I got my opinion about all that.
It wasn't just about you. It's a Glow Yard too.
Oh, shout out to Sticks. Daniel Berry. Daniel Berry's a new member.
Hey, Daniel Berry, welcome.
Yeah, welcome, man. Y'all go follow Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, man, on YouTube. Appreciate you, Daniel, man. He said happy Friday too.
Did you pinned the link, right, bro?
Yeah, I pinned it.
Quiet today. Come on, Jana Kim, get up on stage today, Nancy. Man, where are you, Gucci? I see you, lies.
Surprise, Gucci ain't on stage, man. What's up, Gucci?
Y'all gonna try to be quiet?
Oh yeah, nobody got nothing to say today, huh?
I see you, TGK. He say only stopping by while he can.
But we were on Discord earlier too. Me, Big J, and Nancy and Joe. They're probably like me, kind of talked out.
Yeah. I didn't hear anything about a fire here, Kareem. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm doing good. I don't know what the fire was. I didn't hear anything about it. So
I hope y'all okay. I just I just drove past the daggone bridge for the first time today.
What it look like?
Nothing.
Dang.
It was just empty space. Like, this is crazy. I've never seen it like that before. That's my first time going past it.
What up, Gucci, man? What's on your mind, man?
Gucci.
Nothing much. I didn't see nothing much. I mean, Omax, he did his thing finally. I still think it's a fluke. Like, I feel like, he just had a little good game because he was playing babies. I would like him to carry it over, though. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like Lawson, too, man. Lawson was looking real good, man. I kind of really like Lawson. Pause, but yeah.
Okay. Got some more folks backstage. Let's go ahead and get the next person up.
Let's do it.
Hey, Nancy, how you doing? Hey. What's on your mind?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Hey, Nancy, thank you for always asking.
Yeah, I'm kind of over AJ. Not that I have anything against his game. I just think that we're so stacked at the guard position, and at this point, he's had 3 or 4 years. How many more years are we going to give him? I just think that we're trying to win a championship. I'd rather not see the slots go to people that have been around for so long, just barely making it out of the G League.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, I ain't got no argument.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't. I mean, I was just obviously on. I mentioned this as well earlier, Nancy. That I mean, the thing is with AJ Lawson is he's just not. He has not changed as a player. Like, I've not seen anything new he's added to his game. And to be fair, like, obviously, I guess he doesn't. He rarely gets chances to show that. But in the G League games, the stuff I did watch of him, it's the same stuff. It's AJ runs, he gets a good dunk. Occasionally he's aggressive. Occasionally he's not. It's just it's not really much. He doesn't really have like something that apart from him occasionally he gets like these really big, sort of like, slam dunk, kind of tomahawks that he does. But apart from that, I can't think of anything else AJ does. I'm like, oh, that's a really cool skill or a really cool part of his game that I think, oh, that's really useful to us. Like he's not an amazing playmaker. Actually, talking about playmaking, that's something I completely forgot. Omax was throwing some quite nice passes in those highlights, man.
Yeah,
he was throwing some passes, and I was like, you know what, those aren't bad. I was like, he's reading the play because Div was, absolutely trashing him. Like, I remember we were watching the games before.
What?
He's absolutely trashing Omax, mate, saying, "Oh, he's got no basketball IQ, guys," and he's like this, and I'm like, listen, like, and then all of us, and like I said, I think he's one of these guys where when he loses his, when he sort of loses confidence a little bit or whatever, he stops thinking almost, and he starts almost. He's how do I put it? Like an instinct player. Like he's got good instincts, right? That's where his basketball IQ comes from. I'm not saying he's got the greatest basketball IQ in the world, but to say he's bad or like he doesn't have any, I disagree, because I saw some of the stuff he was doing. I was like, no, that is a sign of a player who, when he's kind of in flow state, he knows what he's doing, But when he's panicking or he feels like he has to do more and stuff, that's when you start to see the worst of him. But I'm just hoping that's not one of those things as part of his game, because that's that type of inconsistency you see in the Josh Greens of the world, and I don't want him to be that. I just want him to be confident and consistent.
That's what I was going to say, Ben. He's reminding me of a Josh Green with his confidence. So I hope he actually gets over that hump instead of doing that. And I want Gortman on his team instead of AJ Lawson. We got 3 years of AJ Lawson. We've seen what he can do. I don't think he's going to change. I'd rather see Gortman at 6'2" with a 6'9" wingspan that pressures guys full court. I want to see him.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, he's the only one that showed any. I mean, even last year. I mean, who did we have trying to do that last year, y'all? I mean, he's really the only one I've seen come through that showed potential there. I ain't saying he's great, but at least he can do it.
All right, let's get Joe in here. Joe, what's your takeaways, man?
Oh, I have bad news. I've been scouring YouTube for NBA content, and it's official. There's no sense in playing any games next year. Oklahoma City's officially the Western Conference champions, and we must all bow down and genuflect and kiss the ring. So,
oh God!
Hey, that's fine with me. That means it should be easy for Luka to get MVP then, since he's not held at the top of the standard anymore. Like
yeah, it's been kind of galling. So, but Summer League, man, I just don't like the concept of how they handle Summer League. I don't like that it's a brand of basketball that doesn't reflect what basketball looks like for the NBA during the regular season. It's hectic. I really, really dislike how disorganized everything is. There's players like Omax that up until today has looked really, I don't know, pedestrian, if you will. But I like you talking to Big J today. He was like, it's really a disservice to the type of player he is, because when they were asking him to be on ball initiator in the G League, I mean, he really struggled. And then when they stuck him in a corner, I mean, he shot 42.5% from three on 5.3 attempts per game. So that's a pretty good volume. Granted, it was only 24 games, but I don't know. I mean, I'm really kind of dubious about whether or not he's going to get an opportunity to play much. So
what's different? Go ahead, bro.
No, I gotta ask this, man, because Big J is the person I needed to ask, like, what did he see different from last year and this year? Cause he saw Obax in the G League or whatever. Like,
he said more how he played, bro, of how they were playing him. That's what.
Yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. So like, so then what do we expect Omax to be then?
Well, I told you, Big J said, this is Big J. I don't put words in his mouth, but he talked to me a couple times about this. He said he always saw Omax as a backup power forward.
No, I mean, yeah, I know. I'm talking about like, so like, we can say like DJJ was a slasher, right? Mm-hmm. That was his strength. He was a slasher. He was a point of attack defender, blah, all that stuff, right? What is Omax's skill then? Like, what is that skill we can say, okay, let's build on that?
Kind of like DJ Jeff.
Is he? So he's destined to be sitting in the corner the whole time. Like
that's what I'm thinking. People saying he may add. That's why when you're looking at games like today, that little midi and all, that midi looked like DJJ from the opposite side with the opposite hand. That one he did with the guy fouled him. That's weird.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think Reg sent it to me on Twitter, and I was like, that looked like DJJ. And that shot he made, that great shot that helped us win the series.
Oklahoma.
I would say if you're thinking for the next year, if you want him to play this year or next year, think Josh Green, even possibly Josh Green with training wheels on,
But bigger guys, Richard, do you think, as far as defending? I don't think he's going to be a guy that we're going to ask defend the guards, right?
Yeah, but you see, the problem is that's what he's good at.
Mm.
Yeah, PJ and all of our other players guard up. Omax is actually the one player we have that guards down.
So do we not want Omax to create on for himself because we're scared he's gonna mess up?
I don't know. Well, he ain't getting an opportunity either.
I want him to. That's why I say, bro, he has to play some games. He has to play like damn near every preseason game. I need to see him with the guys, playing against competition, to really see that he can throw up mid-range shots or whatever and make them. Like, it's a difference when you're playing in this. Like, it's one game. It looked great. It looked great for a game and a quarter out of the 4 games. So that is what it is. And now I want to see more. Like, I can't. For him to be a guy that's going to be one of our 10 guys, supposedly that's what we want. I need to see more of this.
Well, he can play like Maxey and be scared out there and escort people to the hoop, and he could get playing time that way.
What are you talking about, Joe? He's locked. That's lockdown Jesus, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Joe, I think if you try to make him guard power forwards, he's going to be just like layup line Maxey at it. That's not what he does. I watched him play at college. Unless they've taught him something different in a year in the G League, he can't do that.
So you saying basically he's a guard, or basically he switches with Luka, so he might play power forward, but actually be the guard.
So power forward on defense, he's a 3.
He's a 3-2 or something like that, or whatever, like taking Luka's spot.
I actually don't know what you're seeing, Richard, but I disagree with that.
Because he can play Steph. You got him like running with Steph and all, Richard?
He can chase Steph around. I've seen him do it, man.
I don't know, man.
But he's not gonna match strength with anybody.
I don't know about that, man. Like, he's a strong lad. Like, have you seen? Like, the thing is, I think sometimes he's not poised, and like, he's maybe like he gets a bit out of control, right, when he's trying to like fight around screens and things like this. But he is actually he's a big, strong lad, and he should be defending 4s, man, 3s and 4s. That's what he should be defending. When I've seen him like when he looks a bit slow and a bit lumbery to kind of deal with like your 1s and 2s, right?
Right.
But I think he could guard 4s. I maybe even guard the odd 5, depending on their height and stuff. But I think really that's where he's at. I also think, as far as because King asked the question, what is this guy going to be for us? And this is actually not just a thing on Omax, but I think this is a thing on all of our players. We have way too. The Mavericks have this thing, and I don't know if this is like a Jason Kidd thing. Maybe I don't know if this is like a Carlisle thing before, or just a general thing. We kind of limit players too much, and I understand like certain players have skills and stuff, and they may be able to do things that but they're not going to do them in an NBA game because they've got players obviously on the court that can do more and should be taking those shots, right? But I think at the same time, if you limit players too much, if they don't have even the sort of amber light to occasionally try a midi or occasionally try a shot or have a play run for them or develop something that they have like some sort of bag that they're allowed to they got the green light to use in actual NBA games.
But
you end up creating like these
You're hindering them.
You're hindering them. So you end up with these one-dimensional players, and they don't really develop much. That's why you've got like at the same time these Mavericks lifers like Maxey and Dwight who literally cannot do anything.
It's not the Mavericks, man. It's Jason Kidd. He's known to hinder people in their performance.
No.
I don't even think it's Jason Kidd, though. I think that's the NBA, y'all. That's the NBA. That's so. I'll give you an example. Like it's a team. It's team creating. You create a team to fit. Like everybody can't be the guy. So like Draymond Green had handles. We go back and look at this summer league and all. Draymond was scoring and all that in summer league. But the Warriors needed him. I think somebody on the bench said, you got to figure out how to play Kevin Love's spot. You got to do something that what is not Kevin Love? What's his name? What's the other white guy? I'm sorry. David Lee. I'm sorry. You got to learn how to play David Lee's spot. That David Lee did not do, because that's the guy that you're competing with that keeps sitting down and missing games and all that stuff, where you can be a big piece of the puzzle. Draymond had to change his game completely to be that. I think because of the guys we have on our team, guys have to be masterful at fitting the role because now you got Luka, Clay, Kyrie, and Clay. Like it's the ball going to be touching.
I get what you're saying, King, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was, I'm not saying they have to be the guy who's doing everything, like a Luka or Kyrie. You've got like 3-level scorers who can pretty much do anything, right? What I'm talking about is instead of just being able to sort of dunk or lay up and just being able to shoot maybe like 3-pointers, 3-and-D stuff, I want you to add one mid-range thing. It can be anything, but just one mid-range skill and just hone that skill. Don't try to be the a jack of all trades. Just try and develop like one thing, like kind of like PJ's got like a cool little push shot he does, and he's pretty efficient with it. You got like Hardy's got a couple of things he does in the mid range. He's got a nice little sort of like fadeaway jumper. Like just develop one thing that you can do, which is we feel confident and they can take a shot with it.
Yes, Joe, you can have the floor next, but Ben, I want to say this too because I think I just thought of something, and I want everybody to ask me and let me know if I'm wrong. I think PJ jumps off at 2 feet as well. I think the thing with PJ though is what makes him awesome at jumping off at 2 feet is because he has that hook, that push shot. That push shot is what can help him where he gets stuck having to jump off at 2 feet. He jumps in and does the push shot. Correct? Am I incorrect on that? I don't
come back to me on the Omax thing. Yeah,
I'm about to say I don't think I've ever seen PJ jump off of 1 foot either though.
Yeah, he's a 2 foot jumper as well. So, except on like fast breaks and things along those lines.
I still feel like he jumps over 2 on fast break and does 2-hand dunks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what I was going to say, like we keep talking about his offensive game. I want to know if he can get skinny going over screens. Because every time I see him, he's going under screens, and which is just going to get us killed if he's trying to guard small or guard smaller players. It's kind of hard to see. I mean, just because everybody runs in the summer league, everybody's running zoom actions with dribble handoffs, and so that you got to go under. I mean, that's what they teach you to do is to go under those when they do that. But so for me, that's what if he can play defense, he's going to play. But I don't know if he can do that. So
y'all, that's where I need to get in. I am a UConn fan. I'm not a big fan of where Omax went to college. Don't even really know their full name. That being said, I did watch Omax shut down a 20-point national championship guard in Hersey Hawkins twice. In 2 games, Hawkins had 6 points.
Hold on, Hersey Hawkins is.
I doubt
the guy.
No, I was gonna say I thought he meant Hershey Hawkins Jr. or something.
Yeah.
The guy on the Pelicans.
Hawkins, I know you're talking about the Pelicans.
Hawkins. Okay, I need the young guard they got
when they played Richard in that college scheme. What was the other team running the Hawkins was on when they playing a bunch of ISO?
That's 2 years ago. I don't remember. Richard, but I do know that he went up against 2 other drafted guards that year, and he held them down well. Okay. He's not and never has been an offensive threat, 8-10 points a game, but he can shut down. He was shutting down the guards, the best guard on the other team in college. That's what got him drafted.
From what I've seen so far, it looks like he has the length. He's going to disrupt people. I feel like on the perimeter, he's great at making up messed up space, if that makes sense. So like when a guy gets him and he's like out of position on defense, he's great at getting back into position. Yes, and making up for it and actually stopping somebody or altering their shot, making it difficult for him. When I've seen him get posted up, though, guys have posted him up, though. I don't think he's going if you got a center that likes to play under the basket and bang, even like a Jonas Valanciunas, I don't think Omax will be ready for him.
Yeah. And remember last year in the summer in Dubai, Gobert made Lively look like a child.
Yeah.
So they just got to get beat up on the court. And that's the problem.
You got to get beat up.
Yeah, that's
guys. Oh, in all fairness, like the two examples you gave, Valanciunas and Gobert, are absolutely huge dudes, man. Like, pause. Like, you're talking about when you're comparing, like, look at the size of someone like Omax, right? And someone like Valanciunas. It's like the guy's obviously much bigger. He weighs much more, and he's much taller. So obviously he's going to get posted up by guys like that. But what I'm saying is, can he fend off guys who are kind of his size and smaller? Yes. I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, but how many guys are gonna be playing the 5 at 6'8" though?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I'm saying he defends fours and stuff like this, and maybe certain types of fives who are more kind of that, that shorter, maybe more his kind of build type.
Yes, yes. So if you got a slender, like if you play in Golden State or somebody, you made to play Omax at the 5. You feel me? But I'm just saying, if you got like, even if we played the Clippers, when we played against what's his name? What was the guy on the Clippers? Zubac. I felt like would have destroyed Omax.
What can he push around Plumlee? Can he push around Holmgren? I mean,
not that I ever saw.
Oh man, he better be able to push around Holmgren.
He looked good against Holmgren when he had Lively beside him.
Yeah. Mate, Lively absolutely kills guys like Holmgren, man, and surprisingly, Wemby to a certain extent. Maybe not kills, but he makes it very difficult for them.
Well, let me use this example, y'all. Back to my guy Denny. Denny can't guard a power forward in the NBA. He's a point of attack defender. If you try to make him a in the box, low post, grab a rebound, power forward, he's going to look like a scrub. He's going to look like Maxi Kleber out there. It's not what he does.
So you saying he's a small forward?
I'm saying if you have Omax guarding a 3, an active 3, or a big 2 guard, he's going to shut him the hell down, is exactly what I'm telling you. Now, he might not score a point other than a layup or a dunk or something like that, but Big J said he started shooting threes from the corner. That makes him playable. But no, it's his defense that is Omax's calling card. And he guards down, not up.
That's the quickest way to an NBA court, though.
Yeah, but is it the quickest way for us, though? As who we have on our team right now?
That's the magic question.
Yeah.
Can he get better? Is he going to be better than Najee Marshall?
No. I mean, listen, Najee Marshall is...
Najee guards up.
Yeah.
Because that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted Omax to be part of that trio of Najee and PJ. Because kind of in that same type build, you know what I mean?
I wanted them to really be him and PJ fighting for that 4 position.
I could see PJ and Najee being the 4s and Omax being a 3.
So then
that's just me now.
So Omax, Omax gonna really have to be our point of attack defender because we would have nobody if Najee was the backup 4.
Which is why I was asking, can he get skinny going over screens?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Joe. I have not seen it.
Yeah, me neither. That's what I'm saying. Everything he was like DHOs in these summer league games, and I didn't see enough of him last year to be able to comment.
On those screens, he was looking. And on those screens, he was looking real Josh Greenish.
Yeah, he uses his length when he goes under. He uses his length pause when he goes under screens. As far as using his hands when guys stay connected to the screen. But in the NBA, you got guards that pull up from 30.
Josh Green looks like he's a little boy chasing a girl with a dead bug around screens. He just is ridiculous. That
guy Omax been looking on the screens.
The one positive thing that I can say, Fudge. Y'all, Fudge was like Omax, just a guard, could guard, forwards, a powerful. He guards up, but he had no offensive game at all. Like Josh Green was good at the basket. Like this guy would miss dunks, would miss layups. He was bad.
So you're saying
he's at least improved enough being with our team to where he can actually finish around the basket. Now the handling the ball, the energetic, the energy, all that he had. That's him. But actually being able to finish at the basket competently a little bit. I ain't saying shooting the ball or nothing. I said finishing a layup or a dunk. He's improved that since last year.
So that's part of the problem. Like the Lakers or Jared Vanderbilt has
Yeah.
unplayable for them because he's such an offensive liability that he's a great defender and all the things that he offers them that way, but he can't get on the court anymore because he's zero offense. So Fudge to me is a non-starter.
I tell you, I don't even think Fudge be able to play.
Yeah,
even if your defense, you're gonna. I just don't think you're gonna be able to score enough to stay on the floor. But as far as like Omax, I know using Josh Green's name again, but he's the example. He's what we've seen and what we've been used to. I need Omax to be a better player on the Dallas Mavericks than Josh Green.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
if he is.
that's why I say too. We live in a time now in the NBA that one-dimensional stuff doesn't work anymore. Where you're just good at this, or you're just good at offense, or you're just good at defense. You gotta be good at. If you're gonna be a defender, you gotta be a great passer or something. If you're a defender, you gotta be a great spot-up shooter.
Yep.
If you're a shooter, you gotta be a very solid team defender or whatever, right? Or if you're a shooter, you gotta be at least be a playmaker or something. You gotta add something else to it.
You gotta be like Luka, defend well in the post.
Yeah, you got to do something, or you become Colin Sexton's, Michael Beasley's, and stuff like that, where teams don't want to play you because even though you can score, you allow much more points or as many points as you do scoring.
Hey, look at Bertans. Why Bertans didn't get picked up? What's the boy name we had that went to Indiana?
And if you struggle with the one thing, bro, what else do you do?
What's the dude name that went to Indiana? He left Dallas. Small forward. Crap. Number 20. I'm blanking on this man's name. He was a shooter. Yeah, he played for San Antonio last year.
Are you talking about Doug?
Thank you, Doug McDermott.
Yeah.
McBuckets.
Like guys like that, McBuckets. That's why guys like that are still, free agents or whatever, right? Because, look at the matter of fact, look at the defensive side. Isaac Okoro is still a free agent. Very good defender, but he can't shoot.
Yep.
And so, like that type of skill nowadays, man. Like people, you got to do more than just be good at one thing. You got to be multiple, man.
The Chicago Bulls. You might could take the gamble if you were drafting a one and done and hoping you could develop a shot with them. But when you're drafting somebody 21, 22, 23, you don't have time for that. And, I don't know. It's just our guys are 21, 22, and they're none of them. I mean, my guy even he's digressed. He wasn't as good as he was, but it's been a year and a half since he's played.
Who's your guy?
Willie.
Oh,
the Chicago Bulls are trying to attach 2 first-round picks to a guy that averages 25 a game that can get you 50.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, this is the thinking. Like, this is where the league is going. If you look back, like even 10 years ago, right, even 5 years ago, maybe, like there was a time where big men didn't have to shoot threes, they didn't have to know how to do things. Now, realistically, you need your big men to be able to shoot at least a little bit. Now, there used to be days when maybe some guy all he did was play defense. Now your guy who plays defense has to do something else.
Yep.
Like you're getting to a point where even these guys, which are super valuable, these kind of like free and D player, even that, man, is becoming less valuable.
It's becoming a dinosaur.
It's becoming a dinosaur because everyone can shoot threes to a certain 35% pretty much. And everybody can play a little bit of defense. It's like you need to have something else. This is why I'm saying there's this kind of lazy mentality of like, well, I just do this thing or I just do this thing and whatever. It's like, no, it's not even 2 things now. You need maybe 3 things to be good, right? And that's what we have to. Role players are getting better. We're literally looking at a league right now where the skill and the quality of some of these players has never been higher. You're probably seeing some of the best NBA players, and it's hard to obviously say because people look back on their greats and they have, people talk about recency bias. Like there's something else that I always call nostalgia bias, right? Where it's like people look back at certain players and stuff and they say, oh, it's different here and all the rest of it. And in certain ways, yes, certain players would be great also in this league, but there's also certain players that maybe are great back in their time that probably would be, like a fringe all-star nowadays. You know what I mean? There's so many good players out there.
The last champion always shows you the next years. So
You saw Denver and the way they built their team, and you were like, man, they got a decent squad. They're starting line. Look at their role players and all, right? Like, how's that going to get even better? We got to get there. We got to get there. Last year, Boston won. Their role players are damn near all-stars.
Mm-hmm.
It just keeps getting better and better. The league keeps getting more skillful. So you need players that can do skills.
Got to be able
at these.
Those
those
3-and-D guys got to be able to attack closeouts. They got to be able to initiate offense from the weak side, right? And then they've got to be able to make passes to like the guy in the dunker spot. And if you watch these players, that's why I've been so big on Najee Marshall is because he does all of those things. He defends those tall, lanky point guards.
Nice.
Imagine if DJJ could go to the rim and finish on folks.
Like we were talking about, he couldn't jump and he could only space.
If he could get past when that guy makes that hard collapse, and he can run past him, and he has space, and he can like get a head of steam and go and lift up and finish on people, we wouldn't be worried about a 3-point shot.
Yep.
Because then when people go around, he still get buckets by doing that because he can go finish. It's something that they're scared of. He can't do it.
But just 2 years ago, the 3-and-D player took us. We had 2 of them that couldn't attack closeouts, and we made the Western Conference Finals. They're dinosaurs now.
And you see who won that year?
Yeah, not us.
That year it was Golden State, and we looked at their players like, damn, they got Jordan Poole. He looks like he may be not the smartest as far as on the court, but he had skill. Andrew Wiggins and all that stuff. They were getting skilled guys around them
that they could handle the rock on the way to the rim.
Yep.
So
Andrew Wiggins don't got to be a superstar, but you got a guy that can get you 20 points a game.
A 3-level score.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the future. So, and that's like Lively. That's why I hope Gafford is working on learning to make that pass out of the pivot too, Relle.
I hope that. He was trash at that.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to have that because if he doesn't do that, he starts becoming anachronistic too.
Yeah, especially this year. Yep. After everybody's seen what happened, if he has to add something to his repertoire as well, you're right.
I'll tell you what, man. I was looking at this free agents list, right, as well, and just to say on to this point, I understand the CBA is part of obviously a lot of the reasons some of these guys aren't going to get signed on. But I was looking at this free agent list, and a lot of these guys are still floating about, and no one's signed them, and they're probably going to have to take a lot of these guys have to take flipping minimum deals, man.
Yep.
And I'm looking at some of these names, and I'm thinking, man, these guys aren't washed. These guys are good players, and literally, like a few years ago, I would have killed for some of these players. Or even like I'd kill for some of these players. Like now, if the league wasn't how it was, like stuff like certain guys. Like I think probably the best of the bunch at the current, and it's actually. I guess maybe leads us on to another topic is like screw DSJ and Spencer Dinwiddie, man. Like we could get Tyus Jones potentially. I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but I'm telling you, that guy is a really good basketball player. That guy he's a real point guard. He's not one of this combo guard BS or any of this other stuff. Oh, he can shoot, but he can't do anything. Mate, that guy can run offense, right? He'll get you 6-7 assists a game usually, like in fairly limited minutes a lot of the time, and he can shoot a little bit. He can do a bit of everything. He's a really really nice player to have.
We get Tyus Jones. I'm getting a Tyus Jones jersey.
Yeah, I can't believe Orlando hadn't picked him up already. They still don't have a point guard there. I can tell you this though. I'm gonna flip my whatever if we signed somebody like Markelle Fultz. Oh, that would be horrible to get somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't want Markelle.
I still think he's going to go back to Orlando. There's been a couple of moves where they were at for a point guard. There's been a couple that come available that would at least made them contenders.
I know a little, like I said, Markelle Fultz's game and all that stuff. I know he supposedly got better. He's a double-digit scorer now, right? Still,
man, I don't remember that. I can.
He don't get you double digits.
I watched a few Orlando Magic games, and I'm just telling you, man, he does not make good decisions. He does not keep them organized.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I'm just trying to figure out, is he a double-digit scorer though? I'm just trying to think of his like intangibles at first.
He only averaged 7 points.
Damn, 7 points. Ooh, because Jason, I can see Jason Kidd wanting to like experiment with him, but if he gets you 7 points, hell no need for Markelle Fultz.
Well, the thing is, his defense isn't what they act like it is.
That was the number 1 pick in the draft, too, guys.
Yep.
I think he's on his way out of the league, if I'm honest.
He is. He is. This probably this is either his last contract, probably, or he's probably not gonna get another contract. I'm sorry to say that's horrible.
I think this is his get his feelings hurt contract, King, where he either takes a step down and learns his role, or he's out of the league.
But even if I agree, Richard, but if he takes that small contract, he ain't getting nothing any larger than that. I feel like even after that one's done, do you think he's going to improve his game where he's going to get a better contract? That's what I'm saying. Like
he's going to have to do a hell of a run or something, like some he's going to have a hell of a season. Yeah.
When his shoulder went or whatever, that shooting, the only way he could have still been great is he'd had to be Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
when he was running to the rim and like just finishing unstoppable as a young guy, and the rest of his game was okay passing and all, but like all of that hasn't like none of that. He's not elite at anything. He's nowhere near elite at anything.
He was one of those players that I didn't understand the hype behind him.
I didn't either. I was like, they were like first pick and all that. I was like, okay.
Well, there's
I was trying to see why he was number 1. I was trying to see like why is everybody saying he's the number 1 pick.
Well, and they were paying him $25 million and playing Suggs and I can't think of their little point. The other guard,
Cole.
Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing them, and the guy still can't shoot. He'll luck a shot in every now and then. His defense is not what they make it out to be. Yeah.
Can I say something?
Go ahead,
Go ahead, Nancy.
What I was starting to kind of say before is listening to an interview on, the guy with Jackson and the guy that used to play for the Lakers, smoking whatever that is there. And they had some college coaches on, and they were talking about the fact that they're just not teaching the 3-level scoring anymore. Like everything's so centered and concentrated on the 3 ball. That's all anybody wants to hear. And if you try to teach that, different levels to make these guys more valuable, everybody's so worried about the 3, and the kids just don't want to hear it, and then the parents get involved, and it's just like seems like chaos and stuff. And it's just that it feels like every interview you hear with either players or coaches or whatever, it's all the same narrative about the 3s become so important, and they're just not teaching the fundamentals even coming out of high school anymore about the 3-level scoring. But yet it's so important to what Ben was saying, just develop something. And then some of these guys, when they get their contracts, don't care about continuing to develop their game.
You know what's funny about that, Nancy? I was listening to somebody say this the other day, but that's a while back. But somebody else kind of brought it up the other day. I was listening to him, and I remember somebody said this years ago. The difference between European players and American players is whenever, like, say I'm a guard, right?
Right.
I get trained on guard skills. But over in Europe, this is why you see guys like Jokic and them are so skilled as a big man. They could play like guards,
right?
It's because they teach them every fundamental aspect of basketball. Not just because you're a center, we're going to teach you center skills. We're going to teach you every skill that you can learn to help you be a better all-around basketball player. Which is why these European players are coming over here and they're dominating, and they're like the best players in the league right now because they are able to do all the little things that the other people aren't doing. It's all about being athletic and dunking and, like you said, shooting 3s with the American players, but the European players are going over here. Yeah, look at Richardson. Look what he can do at 6'10". You know what I mean? So, like, a lot of them don't understand that, man. And you could tell them till you're blue in the face. You see it being translated from the European players over to the NBA. But like you said, I want to shoot 3s like Steph Curry, and I want to do highlight dunks. So
and not everybody's Clay and Steph. You know what I'm saying? They're not all capable of shooting like that. And
exactly.
the regular game is just like falling by the wayside. And I think I was talking to Joe about this. I don't understand why, even on the coaching staff, we've added so many coaches, but why we're not like having coaches just to kind of, yes, we put them in the G League, yes, we put them over here, but centered on our new guys coming in that we're drafting. Like the reason Lively grew so fast and so much is because from the second he landed here, he had, Chandler. His development would have, and Lively has said this himself. He would have never, yes, he's really smart and he picks up really quickly, but he would have never developed this fast if we didn't have Chandler from the second he stepped into Dallas saying, yep, he's going to be your mentor, your one-on-one coach. And I've always even said this about the NFL. I don't understand. You're bringing people into the league. Some of these guys don't even know they're coming from really bad areas, never having money. Now you've thrown all this money at them and you don't teach them how to be an NFL player, an NBA player, and this kind of thing. And then you hear about all these players losing every penny they've got and things like that. Why we're not setting them up more for success instead of failure. Like even with Omax, I wish we would have had somebody come in alongside of him to kind of give him some of what, because, we can ask other people to do it, but they're not going to care, because I even heard Omax say it one time in the beginning, because you know how the reporters are, who's helping you, who's mentoring you, who's leading you, and he's like, oh, I don't have anybody, like the coaches or whatever, so it's just like those kinds of things. We're investing so much money in them. They're an investment. Why don't we have better investment into the players? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, we touched on that before, Nancy. We said that. I think the fact that, to kind of go back to what you were saying, a lot to unpack. When you talk about Lively having some, no, you fine. The saying that Lively has somebody there for him, they set him up with a guy. If you think about it, what was our biggest need last year?
Center position.
That's kind of why they invested a Tyson Chandler, because remember, Kid himself went to Tyson Chandler personally and begged him, can you please work with this guy? He got a lot of you in him or whatever, right? He said all this stuff about him, and Tyson was like, okay, fine, I'll work with him or whatever, because they really needed, we had no other center on the roster, you know what I'm saying? So they needed him to be good, so they invested they got a Tyson Chandler to invest in him and help to build him up. And I agree. I think we talked about it.
Huge dividends.
They got Kyrie, bro. They got Kyrie training or helping. Now he the main guy to help out Omax, and Omax never gonna be Kyrie.
No,
and that's what I was about to say. It's like I don't know why you didn't get maybe like a.
Oh, I know they can get, but they got to go back and get him back on the team. He stay in Dallas, I believe.
Sean Marion.
Well, maybe you can get Sean Marion. I think Sean Marion.
I was gonna say, why don't Finley come in there and work with him?
No, Finley maybe, but Josh Howard.
Okay. You think he'll? I mean, yeah, Mark Cuban's gone. I mean, I can probably see that.
I mean, I'm good with Finley.
The Josh Howard being over there, no. Josh Howard was that type of guy that you had to run offense for, that can just go get a bucket in some type of way. Like, they didn't run no plays for Josh Howard. He just got in how he fit in. You feel me?
All defense, made an all-star team.
Yep, was that Josh Howard was a big bro. I swear.
But Josh
Howard left his team.
Another thing too, I think is also kind of go back to what I think me and King talked about too. The fact that Omax, so Lively only played 1 year. So him playing 1 year, you really felt like he had a lot he needed to improve, to work on before he got into the league, before he became a contributor on the team, which is another reason why I think that they invested a Tyson Chandler in his development. Omax was in college for 3 years. A lot of times, not saying those guys don't need work or nothing, but a lot of times those guys are a little bit further along compared to a little 19-year-old freshman that's coming out of college going into the league. So you're thinking, hey, man, like, get somebody, like King said, get like a Kyrie, get some of the vets to kind of work with him, get him up to speed and all that stuff, and he should be fine. But not understanding, not knowing that, hey, look at Omax looks more not ready than what than Lively looked.
But with Lively, I mean, Lively got quite literally, baptized by fire. They literally threw him in there, and they're like, "Look,
Yeah.
you're the." I mean, he was the center pretty much within like no time at all. And like, in a way, like obviously part
But
of
he got it. He got
desperation.
it day one though. He got it
Oh
day
yeah,
one though,
no, but
Ben.
it was partly desperation. But my God, did it work
Yes.
out? I mean, the thing is though, I think it worked out like you guys mentioned for a number of reasons. Number one, he's clearly an incredibly hard worker. He picks things up very quickly. Obviously, he had that training from Jason Chan, who's obviously a seasoned vet and an incredible player back in his day. And then obviously on top of that, he got lots of playing time. He got used to it. He got used to the NBA game, and like that's the way that you develop players. Like you can't just sit them in the G League and whatever stuff. Like the best way to get them confidence is they realize what they are actually capable of on an actual NBA court against actual NBA players. And as far as obviously European players are going and fundamentals, you guys are absolutely right. I mean, if there's a lot of people, some media members I'm not going to name, but in particular, there's a lot of people who are kind of really angry. I mean, I don't know what kind of xenophobia it is, but they're angry about these guys from Europe and the rest of the world turning up and being good at the game. And they're like, because they don't realize that basketball is a global sport. And the thing is, if they're mad about that, then they better get used to it because it's only going to get worse, especially with.
Or change up how you train it, or change how you change
up. Saying. Like especially with the way they train it, because a lot of these guys in Europe, they're not maybe obviously there's a lot more obviously elephant in the room. Obviously you do obviously get the Giannis's and the Rishashas and these guys who are black dudes, but a lot of them are white, and so they don't actually as much just rely on a lot of athleticism and sort of natural sort of physicality. So they have to they learn all of these fundamentals and stuff because that's the way that they can excel at the game, which is obviously what you see in the Jokic's and the Lukas of the world. So it's like, but the thing is, it's like at the end of the day, like, obviously a lot of these American prospects, they do have that physicality, they do have that ability to jump out of the room, as Joe always puts it. So, if you also gave them an incredible fundamentals game, mate, these guys would be unstoppable. Like, and you see that with some of the best players in the NBA, like the real guys who really go the distance, like guys like, like that's what they're all about. So, yeah,
man,
I mean,
we got to enjoy this, man. We got to enjoy this because if the brothers get the fundamentals, man, we may not see any white guys in the league.
You may not, yeah, you may not.
I'm just saying, man. If they get the fundamentals down, man, like
hey, do you have a bunch of Michael Jordans?
Yeah, like whoa.
The next thing
it's gonna be tough,
brother,
But no, like I said, y'all right though, man. I wish they would have invested in Omax a little bit more, to kind of get him up to speed, especially with the fact that we kind of traded up for the guy in the draft. Yeah. So I thought maybe you would plus on top of that, he plays a position that's prominent in the league.
If the Mavericks knew they were going to the finals, I think he'd have played the entire year in the G League.
Yeah.
With the I think last season kind of messed up Omax. I told you from the beginning of the season when we were yelling, "What the hell are the Mavericks doing with Omax? Why is he on the team not getting any time? Why don't you just send him to the G League? Why don't you send him to the G League? Then send him to the G League, then bring him right back. He don't play any games. Then eventually let him play in the G League at the end of the season, and then we went into, like I said, the long postseason, and Omax basically is playing basketball again right after the postseason. So they should have played him in the G League the whole season. I think if they could go back and redo something, they would do that.
Yeah.
But he's got to also be able to stay in the games long enough through mistakes and not be yanked out the first time he makes a mistake. He's never going to learn anything. And true. Jason Kidd is famous for the second Hardy or him or any of these other kids. That leash is so short, I'm surprised there's any space between the leash and the handle. That's how little space they have.
Dancy, in Jason Kidd's defense, those kids come onto the court, though, and they are so helter-skelter, playing so, erratic and so fast. You could tell the game is moving too fast for them. And even even Jaden Hardy did that in the finals, remember, in, the first half.
Yeah.
And they were like, what are you doing, dude? And then the second half, he came in, he's playing under control. He was he was dictating the pace about how he was attacking. That's like that's what
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to piggyback what you just said. I think it was a difference between why Omax didn't play and why Jaden Hardy didn't play, because you're asking him to do two different things. Yeah, Jaden Hardy was coming there and making mistakes, turning the ball over, shooting ill-advised shots and all that stuff. I think with Omax, he was a liability on offense.
Yeah.
If you're not able to space the floor and hit open threes, then I can't play you.
Yeah, Omax wasn't really getting yanked. He wasn't getting played.
He just wasn't getting played. Yeah, that's a
Jaden
difference.
Hardy was
he wasn't playing till garbage time.
Yep, and the issue with Jaden Hardy is which won't be a problem this year. The only issue I had with Jaden Hardy getting yanked, I guess, is that they had Tim Hardaway Jr. playing minutes still.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like if Timmy's playing minutes, like Timmy's doing nothing out there. So if he could be erratic, you feel me, Joe, and do whatever the hell, because when Timmy go out there, he might just shoot out the side of the backboard or whatever, just doing wild stuff. So it's like if he can do that, why can't we see Jaden Hardy go through his issues or his valleys to see his peaks? You feel me? Because Tim Hardaway wasn't going to give you any peaks. We knew that.
Yep.
Okay, so from the perspective of we all know that Maxi's going to be in there. So we also know that Maxi can go 5 games without giving us any points and barely any rebounds. It's in either a 0 rebound, or if we're lucky, he might get 3. And maybe he'll hit a 3-pointer, or maybe or not maybe have a couple of assists, but yet at the same time get 20 minutes. So if he's doing that, then what is the difference in letting Omax have a little bit of time? I'm not saying an important game, but not every game is important, and not every game is against really good teams. Some of these games are against bad teams. And if we can't play guys in teams like that, then when are we going to let them see the floor? And how are you going to evaluate it?
If that's the situation, Nancy, you let him play. Because like you said, I don't want Maxi to be there. So I don't want him playing there just as much right now as I don't feel like Omax is comfortable right there. So
we had a pretty, as evidenced by the fact we made it to the finals and we were playing as many as 11 players in the finals. Mm-hmm. I think we had a pretty good second team. I think some people are like forgetting how good that guy was for us this year. And so Maxi benefited from the one statistic I absolutely hate the most, and that plus minus, because he's playing with those second units, and then he was supplementing that with playing with Luka and stuff like that. And so his stats, that was the one stat that looked good for him, was plus minus. But he shot 11% for 2 months or something like that.
I've never seen a fan base, Joe, that gets excited when a guy wins, like has one good game. Like it's a buildup of trash games just for his fans to see one good game and to try to throw it in your face. Like Maxi will have a game where he makes 3 threes or 4 threes, right? And as I said, for the season, he made 0.7 threes a game.
Yeah.
So that would means that he's shooting a bunch of games, getting 0 3. In 40 games, he played 43 last year. He made 0.7 threes a game, which means, again, he made under 40, I think, a game. I mean, in the season, the entire season.
I mean, I have a thought on that, and it's kind of the same reason, I just think he's popular with those melanin deprived people, so.
All right, Joe. All right.
He may be, Joe. I don't.
I mean, you need to relax.
I mean, he got fans all over, man. You said the ones deprived of melanin and the ladies. That's Maxi.
I mean, we know that that's a phenomenon. I mean, the guy is not a good basketball player, but he gets more positive prep. I mean, Big J was telling us a story earlier that he was like arguing that with the Mavs executives, and they were like, "Oh, we really like Maxi," and he was having to break it down for them about why he wasn't a good player, and they were like, "Yeah, I see what you mean."
Oh, yeah. Like, I think I can tell you why people feel that way about Maxi, right, and why people don't maybe feel the same way about Powell. But you also had people that felt that way about Tim Hardaway Jr., right?
Yeah,
and he's not melanin deprived. I think it's what happens is people get emotionally attached to certain players, right? They get emotionally attached because they've been there a long time. They've seen them do great things in the past, like that one Maxi game that he gives them. They remember that, and they remember that
Clippers.
feeling, and exactly, and they remember that feeling of that time that either Tim or Maxi or Powell or someone did that thing, and it was amazing, and we all loved it, and we were all having a great time. and they hold on to that, and then they see the little interviews and they think, oh, Maxie's a great bloke and he's a funny dude, and you know, I think it's more that, if I'm honest. I think it's more that, and
That's a
for
good
whatever
point.
reason, they just get attached to him, and then it's why you have these guys on like Twitter who are stans of random players, and they just you know, some people call it like a gimmick or a meme or something, but there are actually people out there that fully just follow a player, and sometimes, usually it's great players, but every now and again you get these dudes like obviously no disrespect to him, but it goes, you know, but like that Vengeance Wood guy, he just loves Christian Wood for some reason. You know, there you go. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It is what it is. So yeah.
Does Maxie have one? Does Maxie have one on there? I'm surprised.
No.
He
Oh God.
probably
Man,
does
he
have
probably.
someone, not like a Muse or someone like that. But
I promise y'all, Dwight Powell has a couple of them.
Yes, Dwight Powell does.
Make no mistake, the Dwight Powell fans will come after you. The Maxie fans will just talk a little junk to you. The powwows will come for you.
Man,
What are
you
they
got-
going to do? Break in your house?
The Tim Hardaway Jr. fans, like Ben said, though, they were ravaged as well.
They were.
I'm not worried about Dwight Powell's fans. Like, what are they going to do? Break in and redecorate your house?
Tim Hardaway Jr. fans average come down from 19 to 12 and still tell you, but he's still dropping 12 points a game. And I'm like, oh, but he just dropped 7 points in the season. Y'all don't see that? Nah.
Mm-hmm.
He's still the third leading scorer, though. Okay. Okay. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe Dana Lawson, bro?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dana Lawson. Yeah.
Number 3 that can be a number 2 and sometimes even a number 1 after that 140-point game. Now, if we looked at the stats and looked at all the games around that 40-point game, I bet you he probably scored 20 one at a time. For 2 months.
There are people out there, the entire trash media and ESPN and Stephen A. Smith and all these guys, and they think Tim Hardaway Jr. is a good, serviceable, almost fringe star. Some of them
because they didn't watch him, Ben.
They don't watch.
They didn't watch him.
They also said that we're going to really suffer from losing Josh Green's point of attack defense.
They don't watch him. They watch. Go ahead, Joe.
Zach Lowe.
Oh, Zach Lowe said the Memphis Grizzlies. He wouldn't be. He really can't say the Memphis Grizzlies have a worse record than we do. So
I'm done.
But they don't watch the games. You could tell. Like I said, I watch body language a lot and all.
Yeah, just like Danny, Doris Burke said that Maxie was a 3-and-D player, a lockdown defender, and great shooter. Yeah.
But in the finals, when Tim Hardaway came out there that one game, remember in what was that? One of the games, and then he came back out there and started shooting and all. People start changing their opinion on Tim Hardaway Jr. Then like that one game changed their opinion. Like, oh, Timmy's trash now. Like they got to get rid of him. He's a liability. He can't do nothing in the playoffs. And they were yelling for us to play him the whole playoffs. So like, play Tim Hardaway. You need to play him and all. Like these guys just don't watch the game, y'all.
Yeah,
he hasn't been the same since he was never the same after the trade with Gafford and BJ.
I think Doris Burke's defense, I think she was just doing puff pieces because she's on the national broadcast. But when you're like Zach Lowe or somebody like that offering analysis about a team or a player, you're that wrong, right? Like saying Tim Hardaway's a great offensive threat for us. I mean, that's just preposterous. That's why, you know, with all these things about like the win totals and we're predicted to win the same number of games this year as we won last year. I don't think they realize that how frustrating those 3 players that we lost this past year for Clay and Najee and Josh Green were for us. So even Derrick Jones Jr., I mean, he was playing 20, 23 minutes a game, something like that. If you hear people talk about him, they're like, oh, you know, he was the greatest on-ball defender that the Mavericks have ever had.
We'll never be the same.
Yeah, it's just like, give me a break, man.
And those same people, Joe, are the same people. This is why I'm sorry I gotta say this, man. This is why I can't talk sports with everybody. Because I got a lot of people, like you said, saying that we're gonna miss Derrick Jones Jr. We didn't replace him and all that. These are people I know for a fact didn't watch Najee Marshall play.
You heard me the other day in the Glow Yard. We were talking, I guess it was on Friday morning or something like that. I was like, yeah, I was willing to pay Derrick Jones Jr. the full mid-level exception because I didn't have any idea that we would ever be able to get Najee Marshall, much less for $9 million a year. I mean,
Matter of fact,
Richard and I've been like man crushing on Najee Marshall for a whole year now. So
yeah. I mean, matter of fact, me and King had just remember we talked about it on the show that was the rumor that was going around, and we just dismissed it because we thought there was no way in the world we was gonna get Najee Marshall. It's like, bro, we might as well just forget about that. We about to get DJJ back, man. So there's no point in me talking about Najee Marshall. And then I didn't even bring up Klay Thompson because I thought that was a pipe dream. And then look at that, lo and behold, we got both of them.
You upgraded 3 positions, but yet we're going to stay the same or get worse.
Bro,
I was worried particularly about Klay because I thought we probably will get him, but we're going to pay like an absolute ridiculous contract to him. But we didn't, you know? In fact, he took less money than I thought he was going to take, which is incredible. So all of a sudden, I talked my way into that one as well. I was like, man, you know what? Klay Thompson on our team?
I told y'all I was appalled. I was appalled when people came on the chat with us last year. And there may be some of you guys in here as well. I don't remember exactly who it was. I know some people. But they were yelling at me saying that Tim Hardaway Jr. is better than Klay Thompson.
It was ridiculous.
Oh,
and I was sitting here yelling. I kept saying,
I remember that.
No way. If it's 1-for-1, you're not doing that trade. And they were like, nah, Clay's washed. He's washed. He's trash. He's trash. And
then I pulled the numbers up.
I'm like, y'all talking about Tim Hardaway Jr. here. Like, for real? You guys think he's better than Klay Thompson? Timmy in his last 3 years since his injury, since he broke his leg.
I mean,
his overall field goal percentage is 39 and some change.
I just think
the last 3 years.
We should get to do like electric therapy on those people. You know, just zap him every time they put those clockwork orange things.
Oh yeah, then open the eyes up with him.
Yeah, and then zap them every time they say something like that. And make them watch the game. See this?
This dude shot under 40% from the field overall. I ain't talking about 3-point shot. I'm talking about overall.
Yeah, overall. Yeah.
The average for the last 3 years is 39 and some change.
Hey, his best season and Klay's worst season.
Yeah, his best season is worse than Klay's best season.
And what Freezy was saying about Quentin Grimes, you know, I think Freezy's got a lot of basketball knowledge, so I don't want to like say he doesn't know what he's talking about. But our expectations for that position are so low, given the fact that Josh Green, we're just going to judge him on his energy level, which is the biggest crock I've ever heard. You know, that guy was
$54 million for their energy.
We grade our players on a positive curve. Like we see past all the deficiencies they have and grade our own players. But when we grade other players, we grade them on like a weighted curve, like they're trash. They're this and this. And I'm like, we cannot watch outside of it. We must be blinded to just Dallas Maverick basketball. Like that's the whole reason I yell, or why Relle yells and all, is because other teams have those players and we're yelling saying our players are better than them. And I'm like, wow.
That's why, like, look, I'm not when Freezy was telling us, that's why I respected what he was saying. I can understand what he's saying. As far as like, yo, you watch this dude for about 2-3 years or whatever, so you know a little bit more than what we know, right? Because I told him the same thing. I would do the same thing for Tim Hardaway. I told King that I was listening to a Detroit Pistons podcast one day, and bro, they swore that they hit the jackpot with Tim Hardaway. And if I could go on their channel and let them know, like, yo, you might want to temper that expectation, bro, because Tim Hardaway is trash. I would have told him that. I would have did the same thing Freezy did. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, like, I'm not. But I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, like you said, Joe, we are judging him based off of, can you do just a tad bit more? If you do a tad bit more than what Josh Green did, then it's a win for us.
Yeah. And I mean,
if you would have told me that
Freezy was grading him on as a starting point guard.
Yes,
he's like not. Luka's our starting point guard, and Kyrie's our number 2.
I told him that. I said, we're not asking him to be what you guys made him.
Yes.
We're asking him to play a completely different role over here.
It's like us grading Exum on the last time he was on the floor and what he was told to do. It's not the same thing as what he was told to do in the Mavericks.
And plus, the other thing was, too, the New York media made Quentin Grimes out to be like the untouchable part of any trades, and that there was like he was the centerpiece of that Bogdanovich trade. And you're like, oh, yeah, they're getting. Yeah. It was like that they built up their expectations. So if he fell for those.
Mate, if you would have told me, if you would have told me, right? Yeah, if you would have told me that, like, this off season, like someone came into the room and they were like, "Look, you know what? You're going to have Josh Green back, but he's going to be on a $5 million contract, and he might be better rather than what he was on." I was like, "Obviously, you're taking that deal every day of the week."
Yes,
I take that contract. Yes, absolutely. Josh Green can come back. Josh Green was making like $13 million though.
Because Josh Green isn't trash. Like Josh Green can do a few things. Like he can shoot from the corners. He does show little things. Obviously, he's got his, he's got a lot of traits which I don't like in him as well. But Josh Green has certain traits which when he's at his best, he's a serviceable player. But if like I say, like on his contract, it's like King always used to say about certain people. It's like it's not that maybe this guy is trash or I don't want him on the team. It's that I don't want him on the team for this. I don't want him on the team for this amount because
he's not worth 13 and a half.
For what
he's
he
not
does,
giving you 13 and a half.
For what he does on this team, he's not worth it.
Now like you said, Ben, for $5 million, I'll take that. Grimes is making $5 million. He could give me what Josh Green gave me plus more.
Grimes was just untouchable in New York for a reason, right? There was a reason he was untouchable in New York. I don't take what happened in Detroit seriously.
Yeah, I told Freezy that. I mean, nor Detroit. That doesn't count.
Even if it did count, all we asking Grimes to be is like our third forward guard.
Yeah, well, and to prove your point even more about that, about bad organizations are bad for certain players. I mean, think about this. PJ Washington, I've said this before,
I said
did
that
not start for Charlotte.
I told Freezy
that. How in the hell is that possible?
And Grimes is close to being home.
He's the starter on a on a conference or a finals team, but he can't start for one of the absolute cluster F teams in the NBA.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. I said that too. I said that exact same thing to Freezy because he was talking about Grimes couldn't start for Detroit. I said, but PJ Washington didn't start for Charlotte. Is Charlotte no better than Detroit?
Was ahead of
Julius Randle is a way better player than Quentin Grimes. Can we all agree on that, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. For this team right here, like if I'm picking up what their contracts are, what they do, and what they have to do, I'd rather have Grimes doing what he's doing right now than Julius Randle coming over here and screwing up my starting lineup.
Yeah, for sure. There was a Bleacher Report article. They had, Mavericks trading for Julius Randle, and they were giving up PJ. And,
Gafford.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I would trade PJ for Julius Randle straight up.
I wouldn't.
I mean, that was some dumb shit. I saw that.
I wouldn't trade him straight up, Joe.
Yeah,
I'd
love
Randall's.
If we didn't have salary cap it, I would love for Randle to come be our backup, our small ball five.
My thing about Randle, this is what I've been saying. I told Freeze this too. Randall's game does not his style of this game does not fit what we do here.
Yeah.
He's the kind of person, if he does not have the ball in his hands, he's not effective.
He stops the ball.
He definitely stops the ball, and that's why you hear like a lot of rumors that they're trying to trade him in New York because the style that they're playing right now, his style doesn't really fit that anymore. And I definitely wouldn't fit that here because you got Luka and Kyrie.
Yeah,
when are you going to have the ball in your hand for you to be effective?
If we didn't have Luka and Kyrie and we were like rebuilding it on, we just needed a guy. But hell yeah, let's get Julius Randle. That's fine. That's an all-star and all that stuff. He'll get seats and he'll get us, butts in the seats, and he'll make stuff entertaining. But right now with his current team, I don't want Julius Randle.
Yeah,
that's why PJ fits better here. That's why he looks so good here.
That's why PJ was able to take a smaller role. PJ actually was doing more in Charlotte, even though he wasn't starting, and he came over as far as scoring and that type of stuff. He came over here and said, I'll do less, but in more time and more of what you need. Like he took a role. I'm fine, and he's home. He's home. Like again with the Quentin Grimes thing, the major piece I keep saying to Freezy that I don't think he's understanding is that Grimes is going to have friends and family in the stands a lot now. You don't want to be embarrassed in front of friends and family because they talk the truth to you. So when you go home and you have a bad game, they're going to talk to you and talk trash to you. You don't want that. That's why I said PJ will fit well in Dallas because PJ wants to be a Dallas legend in front of his family and friends.
And he's standing on business too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's always wanted to be in Dallas.
I personally
Grimes. Sorry.
No, you go ahead, Nancy. I've been talking a lot.
Grimes was saying that his mother, when his mother found out he was coming to Dallas, she started crying. She was so excited he was coming home.
Them dudes
I'm
said
telling you, that's motivation, Nancy. That's motivation.
They've told their family already they winning the championship, guys.
Yeah.
They think they want to come over here and lollygag and be fools. Thinking they think they're gonna help. They think we about to win a chip.
And Quentin Grimes has just that kind of game that Jason Kidd is inclined to play, because that dude can D.
Quentin Grimes come in the game when they say, Joe, hey, this guy going off on us. Quentin Grimes go in there and shut him down. Okay, here we go again, because I like comparing folks to folks we already had, because we already seen Jason Kidd's system, right? We've seen the system.
Mm-hmm.
We know what Jason Kidd like to do. Quentin Grimes has to be better than Frank Ntilikina. I keep yelling that.
Oh my god.
Frank Ntilikina was chose to come and get. They got him off the bench when they needed, when a guy was going off a guard, and they said, "Hey, can you D this guy up and possibly make us a couple buckets?" Right? Quentin Grimes then was the guy you can come out and say, "Quentin Grimes, go on that guy and pitbull that guy," and then when you wide open, make shots. And I expect Quentin Grimes to make shots at a way higher level than Frank Ntilikina did, and take more shots than
Frank Ntilikina couldn't make 15-foot jumpers from the baseline.
Yes,
and Joe and
Golden State, they were leaving him wide open for that shot. Go ahead, Relle.
Shout out to Frank Ntilikina.
Well, no, I was gonna say something else that you probably gonna like, Joe. When you talk about getting skinny on the screens, right?
Yeah,
I've seen Grimes do that. I haven't seen Josh Green do that.
For sure, that's what I'm saying. Josh Green looked like he was playing two kids playing chase out there. He was
always behind the offensive player.
I used to bitch during playback all the time. Sorry for cussing, Nancy. That Josh Green, he gets so loose on chasing the guy with the ball, man. It was comical. It was like I was watching children. So I'm happy. I think Josh Green's a nice player, or a nice guy rather, and I'm happy for him that he's going to get the opportunity. He never embarrassed us. He wasn't out there doing jackass things or anything like that. He conducted himself like a professional, but I'm happy for him to go get an opportunity someplace else. And I'm also
less pressure
to not have to look at somebody that you just look in his face and he's defeated.
Yep. Less pressure over there too, Joe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It feels like Nico is trying to build a team. You know how I think I said it a bunch last year. Jason Kidd had a bunch of options that do a bunch of like one thing or the other. Before it was like, damn, you got to bring any of one guy that just D somebody up, pause, or you bring another guy that's just supposed to shoot the ball. Nico was trying to get guys that have combined skills, so we can actually lower our rotation at some point to say we can have 8 guys that can run out there, or 9 guys, because we don't need to run Maxi Kleber because we don't have a guy that's just tall enough that can do that. Well, we got a guy now that can do that. Like, that's how I feel like Nico is now creating this team, where we don't have a bunch of one-dimensionals, as we were saying before, but we got guys that can do a little bit of – we can combine guys. Like Quentin Grimes can be Josh Green and Frank Ntilikina put together.
Yeah, and the thing about that makes that particularly germane, King, is that whenever you have players like that, you don't have to change your style of play whenever you inevitably have injuries.
Yep.
So it gives you greater roster flexibility because your roster construction isn't like concrete. So yeah, and I'm really excited about the fact that they want Quentin Grimes to like try and initiate offense. Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah.
So
they say he did it in college.
Yeah. Well, he said that in his press conference. They've already, or no, maybe not his press conference, but in an interview, he said that the Mavericks front office has already talked to him about initiating the offense like he did in high school and college.
At least we know he can dribble the ball.
Yes.
And as much as I like PJ, I'd rather see Grimes bringing the ball up than PJ, because I think PJ gets the ball stolen too much.
If you can dribble the ball on this team, on a team of Luka and Kyrie, you will excel. You have no choice but to excel if you can dribble the ball, because they will get you so much wide open space. And if you're not stuck on wide open space where you got to take a jump shot and you actually make something out of it in wide open space, you're an NBA player. So if you can dribble, you're going to be able to. Anybody that's dribbled beside Luka Doncic numbers look great.
And here's the other thing too, King, that I think that's being dribbling the ball with adding Najee and obviously Clay, and then with Quentin Grimes too. When as much gravity as they have, right, they're going to draw people in, but people are still going to close out hard. And if you can attack those closeouts with our lob game, when you attack those closeouts, you've broken the defense, and they're in scramble mode, and that's gonna open up. We're not gonna have. I mean, I'm gonna miss DJJ and his highlight dunks, but there's a good chance that Quentin Grimes and Najee Marshall and Klay Thompson are going to be able to attack closeouts in such a manner that we're going to get a bunch of dunks from those guys in the dunker spots because they're going to be coming off of closeouts.
And Klay Thompson, I was saying that before. Klay Thompson actually is really good at that, guys.
Yeah,
coming off the screens and then throwing the lob to like Kevon Looney and all that, Andrew Wiggins or somebody, or what's his name? What's the Kuminga? Guys like that running off when he's going to close out. It's another guy collapsing. I'm telling y'all, like I think we're the number one offense in the NBA. I keep saying that.
King, he brought that up in his interview. Clay did.
Hey,
when he came to the team, he talked about, the stuff at the rim and how he was excited to have our two bigs.
Mm-hmm. Shocker of all shockers, I saw in the Hoop Collective, McMahon was saying that he thinks the Mavericks are going to win more games, and he thinks there's a good chance that they might have the best offense in the league.
Hey, McMahon. Hey, look at
Hold on, Joe. You sure that's McMahon? You sure that
I mean, I was like, and Bontemps was like, he was looking all pursed because we weren't like, glazing the Celtics. So, yeah, it was.
Oh man, wait, Joe, are you telling me that Mavs are going to have the best offense in the league when we know that it's going to be OKC because they got Caruso, right?
Yeah.
And they got Hartenstein, man. Like they're going to be so much better now. I mean, it's like they didn't lose, 4-2 in the, in the second round. That's all of a sudden they're going to be like the best team in the NBA. That's what I heard.
Well, Oklahoma City is everybody's just completely ignoring the fact that Hartenstein is not a 5-out center.
Nope.
And so they were like, oh, well, he's a good passer and he's this and that. He was a backup center, and he was running a 4-out offense with them. He was. But they've got him automatically playing Chet's role seamlessly, or putting him and putting Chet 4. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Chet plays the 4, he's going to get cooked. He's absolutely going to get
cooked. I've already said, Joe, you usually build a team to try to beat the team that beats you, right?
Yep.
Hartenstein doesn't make OKC more difficult for us to beat them. Like, he actually plays into our scheme. When they got Hartenstein on the floor, like that actually is like, okay,
that keeps our guy it keeps our defensive centers in the paint.
And that was y'all issue with having Lively in them. Like,
yeah, they're just going to call him up. Luka's going to call him up on ball screens.
Yeah.
But hey, good job, Oklahoma City. Y'all did a good job. I'm proud of you.
I don't see why in the paint.
I'm scared of y'all now.
A year, that guy he doesn't scare me.
I would be more scared about Jalen Williams taking a step or Cason Wallace, who I think is going to be really good, than I would be Hartenstein being like the end-all, be-all for them. So
I was more
Cason Wallace play in the summer league?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I was more worried about their team before they had Hartenstein when they just had Caruso.
Yeah,
I thought with Caruso playing the same role what Giddey did with that same team would have been a tougher team because
better defense,
better than Giddey defensively and as far as making 3-point shots if he's healthy. But now that they put a center out there as well, like that means Hartenstein starts. That means Chet now is the 4, right? Which then means I guess Jalen, Shea, and Caruso, right?
Dort goes to the bench.
Dort goes to the bench, and Dort's supposedly their best defender, quote unquote. Mr. Luka Stopper.
Ooh.
He's on the bench now.
Ooh.
How about I say this? Here's the hot take for you guys. The Mavericks gonna have better offense and defense than Oklahoma City Thunder.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think Shea's always going to be a problem. But here's the thing: I've seen a lot of tape. I mean, I've seen a lot of games with Najee giving.
I said that on the show, Joe. I said it on the show.
Fits. So
folks need to go back and look.
If Dort goes on the bench, and we all know Luka doesn't get fits by Dort. Dort just plays him dirty, whatever. If Dort's not playing, remember what happened in the playoffs when Dort wasn't playing? Who did anything to Luka?
Yeah, and Najee Marshall is liable to slap the freaking teeth out of Dort's mouth.
If Dort's not, I don't get it. If Dort's not starting, like I tell you, you play the team that beat you last year, you want to beat them. How does that make you better? Like how does Dort off the floor make you better?
And remember too, Luka was doing that to Dort, not 100%.
Yeah. So you about to take the guy that's quote unquote going into the season as the Luka stopper, right? On the bench.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, here's the thing about that. I mean, Luka had 2 triple doubles in games 5 and 6, but the fact of the matter, Luka and Kyrie didn't really play great against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
No, not for their standards. They did.
Yeah.
No. I mean, they did other things, but neither one of them. Their whole idea was to shut those two down and
That was DJJ and
let
PJ.
everybody.
Yeah. DJ shot 40, almost 47.
But yet we let Shea run wild, and like Joe's just saying, I'm excited about this because I saw a podcaster also say it, and he's an Oklahoma guy, and he said when they played the Pelicans, Najee played Shea really well.
Yep.
Like, really well. And not only that, I seen some tape too with Grimes also playing Shea well also.
Y'all saying
Grimes the underrated defender.
Y'all saying Nico pay attention? You saying Nico said that he can see that OKC trying to step up and say let's go get the guy that plays defense against him?
Matter of fact, King, who made their move first? OKC getting Caruso or us getting Najee?
It was OKC first, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So, like you just said, Nico saw them make these moves. Like, okay, bet. Let's go ahead and pick up Najee real quick. Let's go get Clay real quick and let's stop playing with y'all.
They gave Harden 30. What the?
You know what gets me as well is I see a lot of these guys who's Oklahoma City fans, and they'll say stuff like, "Well, the only reason you beat us is because you had these fluke games from DJJ and PJ shooting the lights out." And I was thinking to myself, I was like, guys, you do realize, right, that you literally put all of your defensive effort trying to like crush and rugby tackle Luka to the floor every play, and try and beat up Kyrie and all this kind of stuff, and you literally left these guys, these NBA players, wide open on basically every play. You left them wide the F open, and then you wonder why did we beat you? It's like, okay, they may not be the best 3-point shooters in the league, but if you give them gym shots, they're going to start hitting them. And when they start hitting them, you're going to have problems. And it's just like, I don't understand how they don't get this simple concept. It's like, you guys, that was your game plan. It's like, if we shut down Luka and Kyrie, they're done. It's like, okay, yeah, but Luka's the best pick and roll ball handler of all time, and he's going to pass the ball out of pretty much any double, and he will pass it to them. And if they start hitting, you're done.
What about Jalen Williams? You should have said, what about Jalen Williams going cold? That wasn't a reason?
Jalen Williams. What about Chet?
What about Chet? That's what I'm saying. What about
all
Chet?
I heard was Chet was going to be the savior of their team against us in the playoffs. That's all I heard.
Why Chet get outplayed by Lively?
Yeah. Relle, you know what Oklahoma City fans are like? They're like Aggie fans, man.
Oh man.
That's
a perfect example right there, Joe. That's a perfect. That they are.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, bro, because I'm just like, and a lot of them, I guess they're so high off of what they did this year. It's been a while since they've been like the number one team in the West, a contender and all that stuff. They got a young team that's up and coming and all that stuff. So a lot of them are basing their opinions off emotions. And like King just said, you're saying like, oh, y'all just won because of this and that and this. So we're not, you guys not going to say anything about Chet not showing up. You're not going to say anything about your second option being, a non-factor pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to talk about that at all. Like, literally, Shea had no help in that series. But we're not going to talk about that. But it's our fault that y'all, that y'all didn't win that series or whatever because we cheated or we got lucky on this or lucky on that or whatever the case is. Yeah.
Well, that's why you play the best of 7 was because luck kind of tends to even out.
Yeah.
If we had to go through Tony Brothers, didn't he ref 2 games in that series? So
was that the one?
I know he got game 1 because he sent Shea to the free.
Oh, you know what? No, you're right, Joe. Because that we thought like, man, it was what was a game 5? He refed.
Yeah, oh. I know he ref game. I think it was 1 and 5.
Would OKC
I think 1 and 5. Yeah.
Same? So would OKC fans be talking the same if we just took care of business and ended it in game 5?
Great point.
The game we should have won, but we just lost again.
Man, I tell you, they still would, because they were saying, well, you know, like they'll be saying we were lucky and this and that and everything, because they're delusional. And like this. I even saw Minnesota fans doing a similar thing.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
was
no,
gonna
we're
say
better,
that too,
we're better
Ben.
than you guys, and this and that, and you were just lucky. I was like, man, guys, we played
We
you
should
in
have
5
swept them.
games. I was like, oh well, he literally was saying stuff like, oh well, you know, like there was all these games you were just lucky at the end, or you got this point here, and I was like, man, you guys are huffing that copium.
Game
hard.
5,
Like,
man.
what are
Game
you on
5.
about?
It was
Game
actually
5. We shot like the worst free throw percentage ever. It felt like they lucked up with that. Did they not?
yeah. It was actually Tony Brothers refereed game 1 and game 6 because I remember when he got announced for game 6, I was like,
Oh,
damn
you're
it,
right. You're right. Yeah.
we're gonna have to play a freaking game 7 now in Oklahoma.
Yep.
And I was kind of dreading that. And then we came out and took care of business. And Luke had a
Yeah.
30.
You know what? You're right,
Worst
Joe. Because I remember
free
saying that at the
throws,
show
King.
when he got when PJ got that foul at the end. I think I remember telling King that on the show. I said, bro, I was so surprised we got that call with Tony Brothers being our referee, man. I was so surprised.
Yeah.
But
What say, Nancy, though?
I was agreeing with King that game 5, the free throwing, we lost on free throws alone in that game.
Oh, yeah.
That was
No,
horrible.
game 4. Game 4.
Four.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I mean, the one we should have swept in. Yeah, but that was
No. That was game 5, wasn't it?
Was it?
No.
We beat him in 5.
We beat him in
beat
6.
him in 5.
OKC.
Oh, they talking about Minnesota.
No, I'm talking about OKC. I'm saying the OKC fans.
It was the game we shot
was
literally
50% from the
Oh, yep.
And it was literally like a 6-point game, or was it, Nance? I can't remember, something like that. But like, if we would have just hit, if we would have just literally hit like 60%, we would have won the game. Like it was that. It was. So we literally screwed ourselves. It was so funny about it. If we could have hit the easiest shot in basketball, a free throw, then like at just a normal rate, we would have won that game. And
As a matter of fact, we had me and King was in here trying to talk people off the ledge, man. They was like, "Oh, it's over. You know, we can't beat them and this and that." I was like, "Man, we literally we lost because we didn't hit our free throws."
Bro,
you know
what it is, like, and this is the thing I find, like, and this is what baffles me about a lot of these teams. I understand being a homer, like I understand being biased. I mean, I have my times of bias about things. We all do it, right? It is what it is. But at the same time, when I actually sit there and I actually analyze things, it baffles me how like one-dimensional thinking like some people are. Like, so what they see is when they come out of a game, that instead of saying, okay, the Mavs did this and that stopped us from doing this, or we didn't do that, or this, they just look at they just say, oh, all the stuff you did was just luck, and if we would have just done this, we would have won. It's like, no, but you're not, it's like you're not looking at all of the intangibles from our side. We didn't even shoot well. We didn't even have this. Luka was injured. We had this happen. You had the better refereeing decisions, and we still beat you. You know what I mean? So it's like you're not looking at it from your perspective, and like not from any other.
Oh,
like,
game 4.
Yes, we kept losing
game 4. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. 1 and 4s.
Well, and changing the narrative perspective too, Ben, like you were saying about the Minnesota people, oh, you just won by a couple points, but if this didn't happen and that didn't happen, and the crazy thing about that is we were the one or two of the top teams in closeout games. We had that all year long because of Luka and Kyrie, and that's what it ended up being in that Minnesota series, down the stretch. So it wasn't like shocking to all of us to see this, but yet the Minnesota fans acted like that was some revelation, that was just because now it's happening in this game. It's luck. No, this is what they did all season.
It's like
they
Joe
don't
said.
Watch us, Nancy. They don't watch us. That's why.
It's like Joe said, though. It's not a best of 1 or anything like that. It's a best of 7. Like things equal out or even out, and you play to your strengths. The best team always wins. Yeah, like it's NBA basketball. That's how this works. Like you get a little lucky, things fall into place. But usually, if you're a great, closing team in the regular season and all, those lucky breaks and all will fall your way in the playoffs because you already have shown that you can stay together in those situations and all that. Do you understand? Like that's how it works. Like that's not
why you heard me say during the season when I kept telling folks like before, like about a month before we got to the playoffs, I said, "Yo, I've seen enough."
Yeah,
and the reason why I said that, because we were the best closing team in the league. I'm like, yo, if like King just said, if you can close the way you're closing right now, that bodes well for you in the playoffs.
Yes, it would be a fluke. It would be a fluke if everything changed in the playoffs. The Mavericks just played the way they were playing before the playoffs and took it into the playoffs. People weren't paying attention to them before the playoffs, so that was the issue.
Here's the thing about that too is you're going to have like shooting variances and injuries and things like that. I think the Mavericks are poised to have one of their best regular seasons since Dirk, like those late 2010 years. You know what I'm talking about? But I think the Mavericks are better built as a playoff team than they are even a regular season team because they can dictate how you play, and so I'm excited about that. Although Nancy and I were having this conversation I guess last night, and we were talking about there's going to be 4 things that you're going to be able to judge the Mavericks on this year. 1, how does Luka come? How does he show up to training camp? What's his body look like? 2, how's Luka's attitude with the refs? 3, how do we get out of the gates as a team, right? We can't be one of these things we're messing around, 500 team. And then 4, when we get to the playoffs, we can't just give away game 1 every year or every series. So, but we're going to be able to tell a lot about the Mavericks pretty early on. And I'm hoping they come out the blocks hot.
Yeah.
Those are all very, very good key points, Joe. Those key points you just pointed out are the main things we do need to fix. If we fix those things you just pointed out, we can win a ring.
That should be on Jason Kidd's bulletin board for the team.
Yeah.
Those things.
And I told you, King. I said, listen, it's not like we got these players that are completely different from the players that we lost. You're literally getting the same type of players that can do a little bit more. So it's easier for you to plug these guys in and just play, right? So, and then on top of that, you got these guys now at the beginning of training camp. This is not a mid-season trade or anything anymore. You got these guys at the beginning of training camp, so you can build on that going into the season. There is no reason this year for us to be we wait 20 games or whatever, and we go like 10-8 or whatever the case is. Like, bro, you got to come out the gate aggressive and jump on the lead. Thank you. Jump on it early. I want to see a top 3 team in the West or whatever immediately out the gate. None of this waiting 20 games stuff. I'm tired of that, man. Like Joe said, I'm tired of waiting 20 games, tired of losing the game 1s, all that stuff. I'm tired of it, bro. You got the team now. You got them going into training camp. One thing we've been asking for your team to do, get the team going into training camp. You have it now. Let's go ahead and do what we need to do.
Put your foot on their throat and don't let up. I mean, very beginning, come out and be like, man, we're gonna try and be the best team in the NBA.
Yes, I want it to be the identity of the team, like to stomp on folks' throat, kind of like the way Golden State did that year when they asserted their dominance and they weren't playing the fourth quarters and all. It was like, bro, let's get to the playoffs. We can destroy these guys. Like, I want it to be like that.
And on top of that too, man, Dallas need to come in with that mind frame of like, yo, we were so close. This time, let's go get it this time. Let's finish it this year. We know what it takes to get there. Let's build on that and continue that.
That 07 mindset, bro. But you gotta win.
I was just about to say that. That's exactly what, because we didn't win it, but it's for obvious reasons. I still feel like that year we wouldn't have won it if we didn't play played anybody but Golden State. I think we would have won it. But like you said, have that same, like the 07 team went in there with the 67 wins that year. Like, go in there with that mind frame of like, yo, we were short. We know how to get there. We know we did wrong. We're correcting it. Let's go forward. Like Joe said, put your foot on these people's throat immediately. Not wait this 20 game stuff and let me get a feel out and all that type of stuff. You know what you pretty much got plug and play players. Let's just go and do what we need to do.
Yeah, let's get to the end of the season and be comfortable, and not have to force guys to play, and also like not. I just want to have a season where it's not like, oh damn, it's the Luka carry job through half the season because guys are letting them down, or they're not here, or they're injured, or they're just not up to score.
Wait till trade deadline and all that.
Talent now. We've got actual talent.
So much talent, no excuse.
Was that 60 back to back? Go ahead, Joe. I know you want to say about this, but I want to 60 back to back.
I just want to say, like, I've been on a really, really good, really like a team that went to state semifinals in football, and we knew all year long we were good. And then from the very beginning, was like, we're gonna beat the hell out of this team. We practiced so hard, we did everything so hard, and then when we got to the game, we just ghetto stomp people, man, just curb stomp people, and that's how you got to play, dude. They've got to come out like, we're gonna try and curb stomp this team. like they do whenever like we played Charlotte at the end of the year. We're like, man, we're going to beat the hell out of these teams. Got to go in with that mindset, but they got to come in. It's going to be, man, we're only going to go as far as Luka takes us. And if Luka comes in with the freaking serial killer mindset, you know, that psychopath that he is, if that's directed towards that and not the refs, right, then it's going to be a really enjoyable year. Y'all are going to have, your subscriptions are going to go up. Your memberships are going to go up. It'll be great.
It's going to go up with Clay. Trust. I gave credit to Kyrie last year. Like, there are a lot of Warrior fans that think that the Warriors aren't ready right now, but still love Klay Thompson, so that they're going to be watching Klay Thompson and rooting for him and all. And I welcome the Warrior fans. Please come to the show and watch us and all that. But, Rob, my question was for you. 05, 06, 06, 07, were they back-to-back 60 years?
No.
No.
05, 06, we went to the finals. We didn't win 60 that year?
No, we won, I think, 53 or 4.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
We were like 4th seed or something like that.
Yeah, 4th seed. Yeah, something like 3rd or 4th seed. I think 3rd seed.
We won 60.
No. You right, Joe. It was 4th seed. No, wait.
No, we won 60 that year. We did. That wasn't the year we played San Antonio. We won 60 that year.
I think we kind of got. I think we played well in the playoffs.
But that was San Antonio in the second round, right? The year they changed the rule because of that.
I thought they changed it after 03 when we played them in the
No. It was the year that we beat them. We both with 60 wins.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think that was the year we beat them when we were 60 wins. I think we had 60 as well as the 4th seed in 05, 06 when we went to the finals. And then the next year we came up with 67, I think.
Hold on, let me I'm gonna look that up real quick, but let me get this in right here. Matt fans became a new member of the channel, man. Appreciate you, Matt fan. Welcome to the membership, man.
Appreciate you, man, fan. But I think they were back-to-back 60 wins years, and we didn't win a championship.
Man, I'm almost positive we won like 54, 50.
So I'm telling you, the only reason I think it is because we beat San Antonio.
He might be right. He might be right.
And we beat them in the second round. I think that year
because that was the year they were saying that it should have been Dallas and San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals.
Because we played Phoenix the next round.
I'm saying I think. I'm not saying I know.
We played Phoenix the next round, if I believe so, right?
Yeah.
And then we went to the finals after that. I think we had 60 wins with San Antonio that year.
What's it say, Rel?
Let me see. Yep, King's right. 60 wins.
We had 60 wins and then 67 to follow it up and didn't get a championship.
Yep.
So we averaged 63 and a half wins those 2 years.
That was disheartening too.
Yep. So we won 60 in 02 too. Remember we played San Antonio. We both had 60 wins.
Dirk had a few 60. That's what bro. I wish Dirk talked more about himself. I really do. I know he's humble and all, but like,
hey, he didn't talk about the fact what he was carrying to those 60 wins.
Yeah, for him to be that guy and to beat them 60 win teams when it was like San Antonio and LA was over there as well, and you know the type of rosters they had getting 60 wins and all, for Dirk to be getting 60 wins and be that third team over there. Yeah, he don't talk enough about himself.
Hey, King, Dirk would be a max player right now. He would thrive in today's NBA.
Dirk would still be one of the 5 best players in the NBA.
Yep.
If Dirk played today, he'd be arguably the best power forward in the NBA.
Lauri Markkanen would be considered a poor man's Dirk.
Yes, Dirk will be arguing with Giannis. It'll be like it'll be the question like
is a poor man's Dirk.
Yes, but it'll be if Dirk played in his prime right now, it'll be a question of that question they have with like Luka and all, how much the defense weigh. It would be like that with him and Giannis because Dirk would be dominant on the offensive side, but obviously Giannis would be a better defender. So it would be how much do you weigh defense as far as that? But like I think it would be Giannis and Dirk. They would be the 2 best power forwards in the NBA right now if Dirk played.
But hey, y'all, I'm going to put everybody backstage, man. We're going to probably go ahead and wrap it up here.
Hi there, buddy.
Man, good show, man. Good show, y'all. Good show. But yeah, man. Listen, we definitely appreciate everybody, man, joining us here on the stage, man. We had a great conversation. I thought it would be we'd be talking about some Summer League players, but man, we kind of just talked about the whole makeup in general of the team and stuff, man. Great conversation, man. As usual with the Glow Yard memberships, man. We definitely appreciate y'all, man. Listen, if you guys are new to the channel, if you're into Dallas Maverick content, go ahead and do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, man. Join us here as we talk about everything Dallas Mavericks. I don't think we have a game Sunday, King. I think TGK said something about it in the comments section. I can check real quick just to make sure.
No game until October. I saw it.
Yeah. So, okay. So no game. We 100% sure about that before we.
I'm not 100% sure. TGK might just. I don't know if he was like confirming or he was just saying he thinks.
Because we yeah, I know we're not. I know we're not in the playoffs or whatever. So I know that's the case.
We might have a little break until the next members only.
Oh, that'd be nice, man. That'd be nice. Let's see. Dallas Mavericks score schedule. No schedule. No schedule. I guess they don't have the. I guess we have to look under what you call it, Summer League. I guess.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, they got a Summer League right here. Let's see. No schedule. Okay, I guess I don't know how. Well, I guess we'll hear about it. If they do have a game, y'all, we'll of course
we'll let y'all know.
We'll let you know. Y'all know. We'll have if they have a game, we'll have a post game. Y'all already know how that goes. We'll have it on Sunday because they supposed to play their next game on Sunday if they do have another game. If not, we're gonna probably take another little break before we have another show. We'll have our next show on next Friday for the members as usual. But yeah, if they have a game, post game Sunday. If not, our next show will be next Friday, guys, for the members. Me and King are trying to get some people lined up here, man, to do some collabs and do special guests on the show. Like I said, with our schedule, us going to the finals and kind of shorten our off season. So us trying to get folks in here at the last minute and all that stuff, man, it's a little difficult, but we're trying. We got some. Yeah, trying to be professional. Y'all know how that is. But yeah, listen. Also, too, man, everybody hit that like button too, man. Hit that like button, man, for this team. If you're encouraged by what you see with this team, as far as the actual team, not the Summer League, but the actual team, if you can believe this team could do something special next year, man, hit that like button, man. Help us build that algorithm up to find more Mav fans like yourselves to join us here. Also, too, man, if you guys want to be just like these people here on the stage with us, you want to become a member of the channel. We had a few people in here that were members, and we definitely appreciate them. Go ahead, hit that join button right there next to the subscribe button and become a member. If you're on an iPhone, you have to go through Safari and then go to the YouTube desktop version and find our channel and then hit join that way. Other than that, everybody can just simply hit that join button right there on the screen there and become members of the channel. Also, too, if we do have a game on Sunday, you can always watch it with us here on Playback. You can download the Playback app wherever you get your apps from. It's absolutely free. And now, I think with Playback, you don't have to ask for a VIP. If you just log into your League Pass account, you can now watch the games with us on the screen. You don't even need a VIP anymore. So shout out to Playback for that one, man. Yeah, if you have League Pass.
If you don't,
you know what? What they should do is, King. Well, no, because you're gonna need the. Well, I was gonna say, you know what they should do is just link your cable provider to it.
It'll probably be there eventually.
Yeah, it'll probably get to that point. They add everything else on there, man. I wouldn't put it past Playback, man. They definitely changing the game out here, man, involving every day, man. So shout out to Playback, man. But yeah, you guys can just download that app, man. We'll probably go ahead and throw in some We Talk Basketball Legends here. We're gonna start getting some guests on with us, man. I think Freezy's gonna be the first guest we have on here on the next episode of We Talk Basketball Legends. So yeah, you guys look forward to that. That will be on Playback. The last two episodes we had are still on Playback. Just click on the replay section. You can watch those. And yeah. Also, too, man, follow me on my other channel, Cause We Geeked, where we talk about all things in the geek culture involving movies and television. Me and my wife and my sister today went to go see the new Twister movie in 4D.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
Okay.
And seeing it in 4D is pretty interesting, man. I decided to watch it in 4D, just kind of because of the whole twisters and the hurricane,
I saw the
tornadoes
rock.
and all that.
I saw that one Rock movie in 4D. What was the one where he was
Oh,
saving people with helicopter and all that stuff?
I had it. Oh, San Andreas.
San Andreas. Yep, I saw
Ooh,
that.
that would have been interesting in 4D.
I didn't like it, bro. It's too much.
Yeah, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. That's how I kind of was thinking too, bro. Like, man, it's a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Because it got the wind and stuff hitting you in your face and all that stuff, man, with the tornadoes and stuff like that, man. So it was interesting, man. My wife loved it.
So is it a remake, a reboot, or it's just a sequel?
Just a remake, I guess.
Okay,
But
so
it's like its own movie. It's like its own movie. Like it was the only homage it had to it is like the little balls they had in there where they when inside the tornado and had the reading. That's probably the only thing they had from the original Twister. Other than that, it was like his own movie.
Okay. All right.
So yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, you guys can follow me on Cuz We Geek, man. We talk about all things, like I said, Marvel. Matter of fact, Comic-Con is next weekend. Deadpool is next week. So I will be in the movie theater. We're gonna probably do a spoiler discussion of that. Not probably. I know we are. I know Cuz going to see that Friday. And my wife and already told me today, get ready for this Friday. We're going to see Deadpool. So
try to see that early before Friday if I can.
I mean, if I didn't have to work, I would. But yeah. So Friday, I'm gonna definitely see it Friday. But other than that, man, like I said, that's what we talk about on that show, man. So go ahead and follow us over there. Still trying to make it to our second goal of 500. The engagement's been pretty well. Also, too, man, I want to apologize. We can't link our the channel to Twitter anymore because our Twitter account is not a premium account, so we can't watch it on Twitter. So if you want to watch us, you have to follow us. Yeah, it's crazy. You got to watch us on YouTube. So strictly YouTube. So yeah, we were getting a lot of engagement on Twitter, man. But it is what it is. So, but yeah, man.
Share, more share. I had a question for you. I know I did. I forgot that quick. Oh, before I go, the members only shows. Are we going to do them like we've been doing them into the preseason, where we just Okay, so there's just going to be open shows where only the members can really engage. Okay, so that'll be some content for everybody, just in case we do take a break. Because I want to take a break. We didn't get anything after the off season. Really, we didn't really get an off season break this time. Yeah, we usually take about a month. Almost, and this year we only took like a week and a half or so. So, but share, more share, like is an equivalent of a share. We appreciate everybody. I know we just hit 300 on Playback. Appreciate everybody on there. Please continue to support us on Playback. We love Playback, and also we got the 2,900 finally here, bro. So we're over 2,900. We're less than 100 away from our next goal of 3K. So if y'all can help us out by sharing, letting folks know, whatever you can do, likes, just help us out. We're trying to get to our fifth goal of 3K. But other than that, go Mavs, and we'll see y'all when we see you.
Yes, sir. So like I said, if there is a game on Sunday, y'all, we will be back on Sunday. If not, we will be back on Friday for the member show. So just a heads up. So with all that being said, man, it is your boys Relle and King of We Talk Mavs, where we talk Dallas Mavs from a fan's perspective. We will be back here very soon. Go Mavs, and we out.
Peace.